your schedules, which, what do you know? You happen to all get to classes and they had room available for the ones that you picked. What are the odds? Um, I know, right? You are able to walk into your first class of magical physiologies, and you see that a lot of the students are grouped up into sets of four. And for whatever reason, you all get this like in weird, like almost unnatural feeling that you're like pulled in the same area. Like you just happen to know that you're all going to sit together. So strange. What could that possibly be about? But you already see someone already sitting in one of the seats, like they got here before class started. It is an owlin with a coloration of reddish brown and tan and white feathers. They seem to already be reading a book. Give me a perception check to see if you can see what's going on.
Perception.
Perception.
I think if I didn't,
What
you
the
did.
fuck? Am I a rogue? Oh my god, I'm a ranger.
Yes, that's why you got a good perception check. You're a ranger.
Oh,
Rangers are
that's
good
why it was
perception.
popping.
Come on, Denver.
No,
But
I
forgot
don't know.
I
I
minimized
still really good anyway. Okay.
I was over here like, why isn't my character sheet opening up? And it's like, oh, it was already open. It was just minimized.
You have
I'm
expertise
dumb.
in perception?
yeah.
It was an optional ranger trait that she took.
I just want to double check because I was like, that looks like.
Okay, all of you notice that the owlin seems to be reading your textbook, and it's like the first day of class, and it ends up being like it's one of those. It's one of those times where it's like, hey, we're all gonna go start with chapter 1 or the beginning of the book, and it looks like they're already like they're already past the first couple of chapters because they're so eager for knowledge or some shit.
Fucking nerd.
Would any of you say anything to this owlin sitting where you're obviously going to be sitting at? Like, would you introduce yourself or question them or anything?
I would at
Are they
least
assigned seats?
say hello and then introduce myself as Suki.
Oh, sorry. Would you ask Denver?
Are they assigned seats?
No, it's not assigned. There's just 3 empty seats in the cluster around the owlin.
Oh, okay.
My character is too nervous to introduce himself.
Well,
I am very
she'll just say,
soft-spoken.
"Oh, go ahead."
So what would you
What
say?
would Sarasha say?
She'll just say she's gonna sit there, and sits there.
So one person said hi and introduced themselves.
Maybe one day when they have like a project or something. Who is that?
The owlin introduces themselves.
Hi, Zan.
Oh, it's my second wife. Oh my god.
Yeah, I want it to be a surprise, so she's joining the campaign.
Holy shit! Wait a
Hooray.
minute! It was a player character. Oh my god, my chicken just fell out my mouth.
I know it was surprising, but you know, try and keep the poultry where it belongs. Thank you.
I thought it was just an NPC that was. Oh my god, that is so exciting. Hi, Zan. Welcome.
I'm here.
Damn, now I feel bad.
For what?
Yeah.
Not introducing my character and being rude.
Well, you say true to your character. If your character would just be like, hey, I'm sitting here, and then you sit down. If that's true to your character, that's true to your character. As a reminder,
Look at my book, but if you even introduce yourself, then I'm just going to continue reading.
yeah, Suki, the snake guy, actually introduces himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would greet and say, hello, I'm Nadalia Sinai.
Nice to meet you.
My character just nervously shuffles to the first available seat closest to the door, so as not to get in anybody's way.
You would find yourself opposite Nadalia. And the twins would end up sitting opposite each other.
Man, how convenient.
Well, it's because Sarasha said the one that's closest to the exit is actually the one opposite the Owlin, and Sarasha just sat, and Suki never said he sat down, and that was the only seat left.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is real convenient.
Why do you think I had all that phrasing beforehand? I had to work this shit out with the timing for a phone call and everything. So, like you, her character got an item to level up with her. She got an amulet though.
Mm.
As a reminder for all of the other people stuff, so Sarasha's bow will never need arrows. It just basically summons an arrow whenever she needs to shoot something, and then the arrow goes away at the end of the turn, whether it hits or misses. The dagger, after it's thrown, it returns to the owner's hand at the end of the turn. The staff gives +1 AC, and the amulet no longer requires the owner of it to have a free hand to do somatic components for spells.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, don't worry. She has other aspects of her character that have little caveats. Out of curiosity, for Nadalia, would your holy symbol be evident?
Yeah, I'd probably wear a necklace with the holy symbol.
If the rest of the three of you, I need you three to give me a religion check to see if you know what god she worships.
Okay. No.
I don't think we're very religious. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I only need it to be like a 10.
I disagree.
I only need it to be like a 10, guys. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the guys at the table realize her god is Tote, if pronouncing it classically incorrectly. What we currently might think of Thoth, the god of knowledge from the Egyptian pantheon.
Oh. Hey, Saws.
Sarasha wouldn't know what the hell that is, though. What?
Well, can I take a moment to go get a blanket?
Yeah.
Cool.
So ideally, you didn't just all pick six or six or classes to have like 7 classes, because that feels like that's a lot of shit to just feel bad that I'm ignoring. After the initial introduction, yeah, welcome back. After the initial introduction, the teacher, a really, lively, very alive Dryad teacher named Verdana Yang, you come to realize, but it's one of those. It seems you realize your class schedules. You've seen the professor's name and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Verdana Yang, and she greets all of you very warmly and soothingly, in a low tone, and mentions that this class is for practical knowledge, so you all know enough about the dangers out there and the wild creatures to be able to maybe help you survive in whatever future adventurous times you may have.
Mm-hmm.
She it then breaks down into a small sad amount of icebreakers between the 4 of you, like between groups. It's like some people try to get out of their cluster bit. It was like a few minutes of doing nothing but talking with people in your little clusters, and then okay, talk amongst yourselves kind of thing. Because it was a very quick course of saying, hey, this is the class, this is what we're gonna do. You almost didn't even need to be there the first day, because it's still just the first day class in the whole entire semester. So it's like, whatever, was it only much, was it? Not really, no. But if you she did mention if you wanted to, today was the day to go about, joining the clubs or getting going around the different areas for jobs and saying, hey, and starting up those today too. So right now would give you an opportunity to explain or tell people like, hey, I'm joining this club. Hey, I have this job, in case you might actually have something in common you didn't know before.
Mm.
Man, that's fucking wild. Since Suki's the only one I'm relatively familiar with,
True.
I would tell him that I have the Arcanobotany for beginners, basic magical auras, beginning computational magic, history of magic and art, and introduction to archaeomancy,
Everything but incomancy?
basically.
I
Because
did,
my character doesn't particularly care about the incomancy.
it's like I did basically the same, but without the arcanobotany. I did change that, but then all
Did
of a
you
sudden it went
take-
back.
I was about to say, did you, instead of Arcanobotany, did you take the incomancy?
No. It was everything you
Oh,
have, just
okay.
minus the one.
Oh, alright, fair enough.
And due to how you were seated, you could get away with doing that by just like leaning slightly close to each other because you two are like literally sitting by each other, kind of thing. Since what Suki would be on Pajora's direct left.
In what relation to Sarasha?
Sitting directly across is her twin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're sitting around like a small circle, but it's like a slight lean to the left for Pajor or right for Suki as them talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Albeit, since we're so close, we could technically talk in our minds.
Yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But would Suki specifically try doing that to alienate someone who he knows is probably going to have to deal with for an extended period of time this year?
Well, I would test the waters to see, since you mentioned it, that she also had gotten the item. Would they also have that innate ability? But wouldn't, not knowing that, probably not at this moment.
She does not currently have group bonding with you at this moment.
Okay.
You're all talking in code over there. The
Well,
fuck?
not currently. Later on, I'd probably do it to see, like, oh, hey, can the teacher tap into this? Can we use this to make sure we're all getting the correct answers and everything?
It's just like a thought I'm thinking. Since this is like technically an alternate timeline, I hope we can save her.
I mean, I don't think he's going to do the exact same story beats this time.
I'm not. It's literally impossible. You know why? Because someone's not a fucking damn parent who's trying to hide it from everyone.
Well, if someone dies, they're getting their fingers taken off.
I mean, if you want to know why she was killed, I can tell you.
Oh yeah, why not? What happened?
The biggest, baddest evil of the module was not working alone. Shocker. Who would have
Crazy.
ever thought they would have had subordinates or allies of any kind, right? Silly.
Yeah, she rolled on the dice table or some shit, and it was like, who's gonna
And-
die next?
No. And I just have to homebrew the concept that it was one of those. She was looking into weirds goings on. It was slightly overlapping with her investigation into what might have caused it, but from the damn peer issues. From I don't know what happened to Alina on the damn test. And it's one of those. She looked into something she shouldn't have, and she got killed for it.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully she learned her lesson.
That's not how alternate timelines work.
And that's also not how lessons are learned.
This is not like a Groundhog Day scenario where you just repeat the same thing and like, oh yeah, I won't do that this time. Like what?
So that story beat was caused solely by me. Got it.
Dang.
So it's
That's
almost an
deep.
impossible unless you really fuck things up or try for it. It's very unlikely that she would die.
So what I'm hearing is the entirety of that was all Matt's fault, and everything following is still his fault.
Well, I did die right afterwards, so.
You kept on going back in the fucking necrotic field. That was on you.
Yes, it was. But I did die.
I had to
but
save you like 3
everything-
times and you still chose to die.
Well, hey, I didn't choose to roll those numbers on the d20.
That is also fair.
Even tried having like slod friends, former frog, current grung friends try to help you out, but no, you had to die anyway. And okay, I didn't do it last time, so I will have you all go for the cursory saying hi stuff at the jobbing club. So we'll take turns, and you can all do your job stuff first. So let's start with Sarasha. What is your job?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the best thing ever, okay? She collects trash on campus.
Seems like we have very similar jobs.
Well, for the record, I really don't know why you picked your job. You love magic. You love delving into what has you be magical, but you're going to be a groundskeeper. Come on, Matt. Come on.
I mean, it just spoke to me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Nothing else
Nothing
made
about
sense.
being near. Nothing about being near the emo goth rocker chick. No, that'd be silly.
Silly.
I have no idea what you're on about.
So yeah, you get to your job, and you meet your coworker. She's like soft spoken, but she seems to mean well. You are introduced to an Alan named Shuvadri.
Oh
She
my God,
informs you
this
that
girl.
what?
Nothing.
She basically is one of those. Oh, you're so and so because they're. I think she was informed about you before you were ever told about her, because she
Yeah.
got there before you. She comes off a little eager, like this is a job. This isn't a passion. So what the fuck are you so eager for? She gets a vibe that people would make people feel that about her. Uh, and she's like, "Oh, so you're Sarasha. Oh, nice to meet you." And she takes like her really clawed hands and tries to shake one of yours. Do you let her?
Yeah, but she'd use 2 hands to shake her hand.
Yeah, she would use 2 hands to shake your hand.
No, I'm saying Sarasa also uses 2 hands.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So it's one of those weird things like both of her hands grab one, then so you have both of your hands grab one of hers.
Yep.
A few onlookers of people who are on the basically committee of like, let's make sure the just general grounds are kept well before they disperse off into their individual jobs. They just look at you two like, is this a new thing we're supposed to be doing now? Like 2 hands? Like I don't do that. Do you? No. She informed you that she cleans graffiti off of the campus. And
Oh.
it's possible that you two will see each other a bit more often because, when there's trash, it's normally the bad element, and that's the kind of still also the bad element that might graffiti areas. Because, if you're not above graffitiing, you're obviously not above littering.
Right.
Okay.
What are they gonna do with empty spray cans?
I mean, I don't think
Who
I
says they use spray cans?
Okay, fine.
It's magical school, full of magical
Yeah,
possibilities.
people deal with some weird shit for trying to do vandalism. Okay, next job introduction. Pajora, where are you working?
I am a book clerk in Biblioplex. Mostly because it gets me close to books. And I like books.
That checks out.
Weird.
And so you report to the biblioplex, and they and one of the teachers there at one of the information little circlet things informs you that you are expected, but it's not like one of those robotic voices like you are expected. It's one of those. It's like they're happy to see you here because you don't even need to check for insight or perception or anything like that. You can tell because they're one of the people who like wear their emotions on their sleeves. They're genuinely happy that you're taking an interest in your studies and in books, and they feel like their tone expresses how much they want to support this. And they show you, point you toward one of the rows where you can meet one of your coworkers. It's like he's a big softy. You can't miss him.
Oh, thank you. And then I head off in that direction.
It's not that far because it's like maybe like 4 or 5 aisles of books toward the right, past some of the classrooms that are stationary in place, and you immediately come face to face with a right when you turn the corner into the aisle. You immediately come face to stack of books at a minotaur who is carrying a lot of books and is like inches from you as soon as you turn.
Does it say how big he is?
I think it doesn't say a specific thing. I'm saying to say he's like 7.5 feet.
Oh, so he's a little bit taller than me, because I'm 7 flat.
Yeah, but he's holding it in front of his face, so you don't even see his face because that's how tall the stack of books he's holding is.
Yeah, but it's rare I meet anybody as tall as I am, so this is a surprise on more than one level, literally and figuratively.
Give me an insight check. Because you notice him stopping right in front of you. Give me an insight check if you can see if you can get an initial vibe off him.
Nope.
What do you do?
Those are some books. They stopped. Huh. You hear something vaguely more than a whisper on the other side. Something along those. Excuse me.
Oh, pardon me, I didn't mean to get in your way. I'm kind of new here, I just started today.
And then you see with his massive hands, like the stack of books is literally just catered off and like held. He like claws his fingers on under the bottom of him, and then he just like one of those like deadlifts like the whole entire stack in one hand, so he gets out of his way, and so he can face you properly. He does it with his left hand. You notice that he's right-handed, so like, oh, you must be Bajora. Oh, I heard that we had a new worker coming in to help with us. Hi, then he introduces himself as Drasimir, and he wants to shake your elephantine hand.
I give him as much of a handshake as possible with like half his strength.
But because of just how like the sheer number of books he's holding with one hand, it's like not one of those. He's struggling. He almost can't keep it happening. Like no, he comfortably has it literally within hand.
Yep.
So you realize he's not just like a scrawny minotaur. He's not a minotaur just for looks or anything. It's not like an illusion. um, he then mentions that he was told to let you know about your duties and about helping people guide to certain areas. So he gives you vague instructions and about basically like I was told to tell you this, 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 and this, but he goes over it in a rather, even though he's like really softly speaking, it comes across that it does come across in his speech about how knowledgeable and how passionate he is about his work here. and he mentioned like the different sections, like, oh, there's the history, there's the art history, there's the magical history, and like goes over all the subgenres and everything, and mentions all the details as if just in case you weren't aware, but obviously your character being your character, you knew about the whole minor details about the biblioplex, like certain aisles just are immediately closed off and sectioned off when they're not needed, but when someone does need them, you just there's like a special passphrase in order to open them up, in order to squeeze in there to be able to actually have enough room to get something from there. And he tells you like the passphrases, especially and simple commands for some of the archivists in like the constructs throughout the aisles, so they might be able to help you or help another person, in a very rudimentary way.
I thank him for that and ask where I can get started.
He will walk you over a couple aisles from where you found him, in the opposite direction from the help desk areas, and he will show you toward a small area where it's basically just. I'm not gonna say like, okay, in regular libraries where they have like little carts where it's just like three with like three like little minor tiny shelves of books out on wheels, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think of that, but like 4 times as long, and like another 5 shelf heights on top of that. And give me an insight check.
This is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them.
You're not saying now. You're not saying that they hired you for your strength, but it's going to become really evident that it's going to come in fucking handy. Just your natural strength as an elephant.
And my natural height.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say I'm not surprised.
And as soon as you pick up one of the books, you can tell, not something malignant in any way, but you can tell that for whatever reason, as soon as you pick up one of the books, you just have an inherent sense that you know which aisle, and like it's like you get some psychic connection about where it belongs, so you know where to put it, kind of thing.
Well, this is handy.
Well, it's still a process of actually having to get to the right aisle physically and put it there.
Oh no. Mild movement!
I know, it's not, but because you can't just reverse Accio everything to where it's supposed to be.
That would be fucking hilarious.
It's like, I don't know how anyone works here but one person. What are you all doing?
Instead of get over here, it's go the fuck over there. Alright, well, I guess I'll start pushing the cart and moving the books.
Okay, next would be Suki. Where is it you work again?
I work at the stadium grounds as a groundskeeper.
You tell me one thing, and then I'll tell you the rest about your job. How is it that you would find to do your job? What part of groundskeeping would you how would your natural abilities or natural magical abilities or inclinations, or what is it about you that you like? How would you do your work? Would you need tools to be like a pseudo trash collector? Would you need like actual magical tools or spells or whatever, some kind to actually destroy like the overgrowth? Like what? How would you do your job?
I'd probably need some tools, but probably like try to do most of it with my hands.
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Hate to waste that there, but okay.
You didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know either. With that roll, you are able to deduce that you see one of your coworkers using necrotic magic to kill some of the weeds and overgrowth in the area. You're able to deduce that you can use poison spray in a similar fashion.
I wasn't certain if it would be too much of a splash around to kill off other things.
Would you? Well, that's what you realize. You don't need tools. You don't need special training. You literally can just do it like that. However, that role gave you the knowledge for it, even though you were a little higher than you technically needed to.
Just a little.
But to attempt to do it without fucking up the regular grass that's supposed to be there, as an example, I would like a raw intelligence check to see how much you can mentally focus on doing it just right, or like aiming the spew kind of thing. That's fine. Well, it's an average check because it's like it's something you can do naturally. It was not gonna be that high of a check. You only need a 10 anyway. So while you're seeing her work minor somatic components in the near distance, you literally spew poison out of like a couple of glands in your mouth, and you kill off a lot of the weeds and overgrowth. And you're realizing there's a bit more work than you signed up for, but at least during your actual job, there's not exactly a lot of oversight. So it's not like you got to be annoyed by a lot of people or over stimulation or anything. At one point, you and your coworker end up basically meeting at one part of a circle of like trying to kill off stuff. And she stops and looks at you. She does a little like some hair when she looks at you. Some hair got in her face, and she does a little hair flip thing that she just put it back at her behind her shoulder. And no handshake whatsoever. She just looks at you, almost like she's staring past you. She's like, "Hey."
Hello.
In a nonchalant and almost like in a tone that suggests, I don't even care. She introduces herself as Aurora Luna Winterstar, and that she's going to be the next biggest name in music, and you better not forget it. And then she walks off, not waiting for you to introduce yourself back at her.
Fair.
Do you try stopping her, or do you let it happen? Or what?
Well, I'm not going to stop her.
Okay, so that is the introduction to all the jobs that everyone in the group has. Now for clubs. And this time we can start with Nadalia. What club do you want to start with?
Since I have two clubs, I'll start with the Dragon's Guard Historical Society.
You enter one of the areas and you realize it's actually the building where you meet for that is actually near the Loreholt campus, and you're like, well, that's fucking convenient. And you don't really know many people in there per se, but one of the other classmates that is garnering a lot of attention is this really bombastic Loxodon. And he who seems to be focused on, there is a lot of history here to go around, but he seems really focused on like really historical battles. And he was in a minor argument with what looks like a tiefling who's just had about enough of his shit. Like they have a vibe of like, okay, yeah, I already knew you were right. I admitted it like 5 minutes ago. Can you stop trying to rub it in now? Kind of look on them. It's like neither one of them trying to hide emotion, so you don't need to roll for that. And not like he's trying to win arguments, but he notices that you're entering, so he introduces himself very. I wouldn't say necessarily not. He's not trying to yell, but he seems to be in a really good mood, and he seems to be perfectly fine with meeting new people and everything. So but you make it up to like maybe his waist tops. You're at a solid eye level with his really wrinkly knees. He's just a tall guy. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, she's small size as an owlin. She's on a medium size like the rest of you.
I'm only 3 feet 4 inches.
Man, how tall is this Luxodon?
Loxodons are tall. Did you not hear how tall Bajor is?
Yeah, but that's... I'm just saying, like, for the knees?
One, knee wrinkles can span more than the actual kneecap.
Fair.
Reminder that she is an Owlin that is based off of this look. I mean, she's wearing leather armor, but that's basically what the Alun looks like. He crouches down to you, and you are easily like in his big, large shadow of his trunk, if not his torso, when he crouches down. Um, it's close to yelling for the size difference, but he greets you warmly and introduces himself as Rampart and asks for your name.
Hello, I'm Nadalia.
And he continues on about welcoming you, confirming that you're interested in joining the club and that you're not lost.
No, this is where I wanted to be. I'm here to gain knowledge about history.
Even from the distance, from how short you are to his face way the fuck up there, you can see his eyes light up when you mention that. And he tells you that he's in love with history as well, and that one of the best things you can do from a history is learn from it to not repeat it. And even though he tried saying it under his breath, it was still loud enough and close enough to you that you could hear him try to mutter, like, especially those darn battles, as if like with a tone and with a tone of someone who was there, but he obviously wasn't. So you don't know what his deal is. um, you meet a lot of other people, but it's one of those rapid fire introductions. You're not gonna remember anyone's name because there's so many people there. And give me an insight check while you're meeting people. You are able to understand that even though he asked you if you're interested or got lost, you get the vibe while you're introducing yourself to people and asking them like, oh, what do you like about history? Oh, what are you here to learn? The kind of basic questions for this kind of club. You realize some of them were just like basically auditing a bunch of different stuff before they looked for what they wanted. So you might be realizing, oh, so learning all these people's names may be a waste of time. Well, damn. Because we might not even see half these people the next time you're here. Because it's like history might sound interesting. Oh, that's what it's about. So yeah. That's kind of the vibe you're getting off of at least like a third or to half of these people. But there are at least a small number, including Rampart among them, that you can easily tell that are going to be the core of this club going forward. And there seem to be a lot of reference materials, not as much as you might seem to find or need in the biblioplex, but definitely useful ones relating to histories of cultures or ruins or other things like that that aren't specifically already allotted to the Loreholt College or the biblioplex. And then where is your other club?
My second club is the Dead Languages Society.
Hey.
That's why I was saying earlier for everyone to say what they were in, because you might have noticed this earlier, Matt. So both Suki and Nadalia notice one another as you two approach the Dead Language Society.
Why, hello. Fancy seeing you.
Hello
here.
again. I guess we'll be seeing a lot of each other then.
I guess so.
No pressure.
This is like the start of a love story. I love it.
I don't think a snake and an owl getting together is a weird love story. Especially when the owl is like half the height of the snake person. And I don't know what kind of stuff you read, okay, but you two enter and you see some people off reading scrolls, trying to speak in languages that neither one of you can understand.
Are you sure?
And
it's all
yes,
dead languages. I know.
Yeah, not all of them are dead, but some of them are like muttering in a language they're more akin to. Like, I'm sorry, offhand. Do you know Aquan?
Nope.
You see a Triton just murmuring to themselves while reading a scroll. So it's like, do you know the language? I didn't think you did. um, uh, and you see another one. Then you see. Do either of you know Celestial?
No.
I do.
You notice as you walk further into the room and Asamar reading out loud as if they have like either a social or mental issue where to really absorb the information for something they need to read it out loud for themselves, that kind of thing. Um, your passive, I'll let you just have that with your passive perception because it's pretty high. Uh, and so yeah, in various languages, eventually all of the ones that you're listing on, like, oh, I have this one and this one and this one. There is someone in that room speaking it while reading, or trying to talk to each other in different languages, because this seems not just like a dead languages society where, hey, let's get like Sanskrit and Babylonian and all the crap we think of as dead languages, but it's also kind of a, hey, I found someone else who can speak my language. Finally, kind of like a vibe going on today too, because it's kind of like a pseudo meet and greet as well.
Mm-hmm.
And but there are a couple of people who you see are sitting down and aren't really talking to anyone, which gives you a social opening at least to approach them. One is a pretty big minotaur, and he's sitting. He just sat down in a chair and put down a stack of books. Would either of you want to approach?
Yeah, why not?
He easily perceiving your approach and looking towards you. He stopped touching the books entirely and turns to face you, expecting some kind of question or introduction or something like that from you.
Hi, I'm Suki.
He takes one of your hands. Like I don't know. How would you describe your hands? Are they actually like weirdly nailed or pretty serpentine scaly, or how would you say?
Probably like little bits of serpentine scales on the back of the hand, and then like slightly sharper, like fingernails, but not like overly long.
Okay. Um, and so he would take your hand in one of his beefy minotaur mitts, and you see that it's not because of the history you've had with other people, for how open and welcoming people seem to be here. It just reinforces the concept that, you know what, you're okay here. You don't got to run all the time or something like that kind of
Mhm.
mentality. And he takes your hand with zero hesitation, by the way, and he's like, "Oh, hi, I, I, I'm Drasimir. I work in the Biblioplex. Glad to have you here. I hope we can, research and learn a bunch of new things with the languages together." And then he lets your hand go as someone else approaches him from the side. It's some like blue-skinned tiefling you've never seen before, and it's like, okay.
Fair.
But you don't. I won't make you roll for this, but it's a really easy vibe to be like, oh, okay, yeah, everyone else is introducing themselves. So, and it's not long before either of you get a little bombarded by a number of different people asking your name, asking which of the five you're planning on specializing in or going toward. If it wasn't obvious already from a pennant or your colors or whatever. Would like for Nadalia, Drasimir might ask you when you get introduced to him, because nothing about you overt, unless you're wearing your pennant openly, nothing about you overtly says Lorehold. So when he asks you about what college you're wanting to go to, what would you say?
I would definitely speak adamantly about being a part of Lorehold. That Lorehold's really important to me, and that a lot of the classes and things I'm interested in is all about Lorehold, and I'm interested in knowledge and history, and obviously this Dead Languages Society. But I've got a lot of interests here at school.
Drasimir would share your fervor about learning and about the school. And although he said he wishes he had more time in order to because to learn about stuff like the history of things. He says he gets plenty learning done during his job being a book clerk at the Biblioplex, but he wishes there were more hours in a day so he could keep reading even more books because that's what he does in his downtime at work. um, and when he's not helping people, and so he appreciates and shares your passion about learning, and that's easily what you get off him, and he has a really warming vibe about that. And the uh, soon after that, you are introduced to another one, a human this time. I'll show you a picture because I think you're one like you're the only one who hasn't seen him. One sec. To confirm, this is Drasimir.
Hey, big buddy.
And this is who greets you next. A guy who looks like that. He speaks. He introduces himself as his full name, the third. I don't want to bother saying that right now. And he mentions he mentions his love for language and all the things that you can do with it. Not just like simple communicating messages, uh, but how flexible, how romantic some languages are, how flexible some are, how interesting some how intricate some languages are, where it almost seems like some of the dead languages were meant to be a coded language or something used for secrets in the first place. He has a lot of interesting opinions about language itself. But when he does seem like the kind of guy who doesn't let people get a word in too often, but you are having a rare moment where he does let you get a word in, and then he looks at you expectantly, trying to presuming that you would give your own opinion on things. What would you use this opportunity to say anything?
Because I have a wide variety of languages I already know and stuff, that I'd probably end up talking about the different languages I know and what I'm hoping to gain out of joining this club.
Because for the record, you do know a lot of languages. He like first and foremost, he sounds impressed. By the sheer amount of them, especially since you know a couple of much rarer ones that people here aren't commonly knowing. It's like, yeah, there's a handful of people who know Elvish, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Halfling, Common, yada yada. You know, the more common ones. But if anyone knows like stuff like Infernal or Celestial or any of the race specific ones, then that gets really interesting kind of thing to him. Um, so you did pique his interest. But soon after, you're swept away to have a lot more hellos to a lot of other people, and they're passionate in their own way about dead languages, but uh, some of them you can get the vibe of the like. Oh my God! I didn't sign up for all this, and it's like it's almost like someone who was more impassioned about this club than they were, hooked them in to come with them to come check it out and join, and they're like, I did not sign up for this shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what you're saying is really interesting. Uh-huh. You get that impression on a couple of people, just because it's at the beginning of the year and everything. Suki, you are also meeting Quintelius, uh, and you get the same kind of vibe from him. Would he does uh, take a special interest in the fact that you wanting and asks about it. It's one of those, no one's going to ask about me the fact that I'm a snake person, right? No, he asks.
What what exactly would he ask?
He would ask if you're from Chult.
I'm not originally from there, but I believe my parents would have been.
That's obviously a prompt for a follow-up question. Like, would have been?
I Didn't really get to know them. They died when I was really young.
You give me a perception check.
No, I sent him on a spiral of like, oh no, what do I say now?
You wouldn't know. It's a really low roll. So you can see it coming, but he does it pretty quickly to almost to the point where unless it's like battle reactions, you can't stop it from happening. He puts both his hands on your uppermost hand. If you're both hands at your side, he grabs one in a non-confrontational, non-hostile way. And he looks at you in the eye, and he shares sympathies with you. He does know what it's like to lose family, and he gives you his condolences, even if, no matter how belated.
Thank you.
He otherwise does talk a little about the same stuff he talked about with Nadalia, about his passion for language itself more than just the dead languages kind of thing, because of what they could do for the living, not just, hey, you got to learn. It's like learning Latin. You got to learn all about it. When are you going to use it? No one knows, but go learn it. And it's like he's passionate about language more than just to that extent, because some people are like that in the language club. But then you go on to meet other people, and at the end, you two coincidentally leave at the same time. Are there any words shared, or is it just like too tiring of an ordeal to just I just want to go now kind of mood?
I feel like Suki would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go. Too many people.
What about you, Nadalia?
That if Suki's not going to make an effort for me, I wouldn't make an effort either.
Fair. Okay, so clubs. What do you know? We also knocked Suki's out. What are the odds? So
100%.
what is right? Yeah. What is Sir Rasha's club?
She does not have a club.
Well, that means you have a job and no
Oh,
club.
I lied. This time she does. I did change it. I apologize. Yes. Yes, indeed. The Strixhaven star.
I wonder who's gonna be there.
Yeah, the dickhead.
What do you mean?
I don't know what
he's
you're
that
talking
way.
about. No one's been a dickhead to Sarasha since school started. And I'm not wrong. I'm sorry. No one like singled you out or anything. Um, you arrive at the appointed building and room where the Strixhaven Star is supposed to be done. You can see that old fashioned looking, because sure, there's technology, but it's somehow magically running, and like you can see printing presses in one corner of a large room, like multiple spewing out different editions, and then a pretty heated wood elf going to them, furrowing his brow and bringing the top one off the stack to a frantic looking dwarf who's writing at a scroll, and they get into like a really low level low speaking kind of like heated discussion, let's say. uh, the first person to approach you, but because you're just standing at the entrance, is gonna be. I will share. I'm gonna keep on sharing pictures of people to make sure you all know. Oh, and I'll share a rampart for you, Nadalia. Yeah, this is who you met at your historical society. He is heavily golden.
I wonder how much he weighs.
You never asked somebody that.
More than you.
Oh, okay. That's a lot.
Not for a lock.
But I'm not
you
gonna
shitting
lie.
me?
He looks like he would be like rich, like I would marry him just to like not have to worry about bills.
This is who approaches Shirasa first when she stands alone or slightly confused. For like, oh, you want to join this club? Okay, go here. And now you're here, and everyone just seems to be doing their own thing, knowing what to do, kind of stuff. And this is the first person who approaches you.
Who is it? Show me a pic. Oh God.
Hey, you don't know anything about that.
I know.
He comes up to you and asks if you're confused or lost, or are you meant to be here?
I'm definitely meant to be here.
He nods and then welcomes you to the Strixhaven Star and asks what made you interested in wanting to join the paper. And it's not one of those snarky tones. He does seem genuinely interested in your answer.
She'll say, I have eyes and ears everywhere, and I figured this might be a good opportunity to put them to use.
He does one of those things where like he puts his pointer finger on his right hand to his mouth and starts like all you can almost it's almost like he's biting his nail, but he's not actually biting. It's just more like he's like caught in thought for a sec, and then he like points up, like puts that finger up like he's pointing up to the ceiling kind of thing. He's like, ah, yes, I know someone else like that, and he calls someone over, but it's a little too quick to hear her name, but and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, also just real quick, he tells you his name, Grayson Wildemere. This is the person he calls over.
Oh, damn. Okay. She's cute.
Grayson introduces you to Mina and vice versa. And actually, it was one of those new member. This is Mina Lee. Mina, this is who are you?
Sriracha.
You actually see her pull out her pocket, pull out a bottle of sriracha, like, and look at you and look a little confused.
Yeah, my name is pretty hard to say. Sriracha. It's fine.
She puts it back in her. She puts it back in her pocket. It's like one of those
There's
little
some hot pot in this, though?
travel size bottles. um, she's like, "Oh, no biggie. I just like to have it on the go. I really love it." And she like hugs you. That like she bypasses the whole concept for a handshake, and she hugs you.
She'll give like an awkward hug back, but like, okay, don't do that again, I guess.
Um, and then Grayson explains that both of you seem to have similar methods of getting a scoop and getting details. Mina shares with you that she uses her job since she is a server at a place on campus called the Fire Jolt Cafe, and she listens to people's conversations and listens to people complain about stuff while they're there drinking some tea or something, and she said it's great for information gathering, and she was curious about your methods.
About how she gathers information?
Yeah, how Sarasha does. If you say you have eyes and ears, you say you have ways of gathering information, then what are those ways?
Well, back where I'm from, I have had many contacts around the city, and I plan on establishing those contacts here. And in addition, I I can be very secretive and sneaky.
She raises an eyebrow at that. Give me an insight.
Mm.
I don't know. Something you said must have made her feel weird. I don't know.
This is a sneaky snake.
You don't know for sure. it's not even about a yes or no or getting a wrong answer. It's just an uncertainty. uh, she mentions that the next real edition for the Star is going to come out in a couple of days, and you're not going to help gather information for that one. But after that point is when people are going to start needing you to either write out the stories or get the info for the stories. Your choice.
I will tell you right now, I will not do any of the writing, but I will definitely gather information for you.
Grayson is still nearby when this is all said, and he like claps at like pats you on the back of the shoulder, kind of thing. He's like, glad to hear it. And he mentions that he's pretty on quote unquote on the pulse when it comes to like learning the gossip of people around campus, and he's glad to have another information gatherer that he can rely on.
As long as you can tell me the things that you've heard too. None of that stuff that gets omitted from the paper itself. I want the raw information.
Denver, I want you to realize you
What?
said you don't want stuff that gets omitted.
Yeah, from the paper.
If
Wait.
it's omitted from
Oh
the
wait.
paper, that means the public wouldn't know about it.
Oh shit. No, yes, I meant to say she wants the stuff omitted from the paper. Words are hard, okay, Saws?
You went to go work on a newspaper. What do you think you were going to be dealing with? um, but you realize you're not the only new person there. But just like a lot of other clubs today, some of the people were confused, or some of them were real eager, but they had like way too hyper intensive energy, and it's like even the people who were like veterans here were like, "Nah, you're too much. Go." Because it's one of those things where they have to prove themselves later on to even join the Star, because it's like, nah, I can't handle you without like 1,000 Advil a day. Just go. Um, but otherwise, yeah, you can feel like due to your skills and not like your class specific skills. It's not like they want you just to shoot things with a bow, but due to your skills, you feel like you have a pretty good shot of fitting in around here.
Nice. Maybe he and Greta got off on the wrong foot.
Yes.
You mean since you nat 20'd intimidated him into peeing his pants? And just perpetually yelled at him because she thought he was a drug dealer? Trying to sell drugs to her guy? Like, how could that have possibly gotten on the wrong foot when she accused him of doing things that he didn't do?
Now that you say it like that.
So that is all of the initial meetups. So you all at least got to experience your jobs and clubs for initially, and just let's just say a week later. But
I was about to say my character didn't get to do his
my
club,
apologies. You are correct.
but
Go ahead. You do get to see you do get to coincide, like there was doubling up on Drazimir. There will be doubling up on one more. I did recall this factor of it. Don't worry. You are joining Dragon Chess, correct?
yep.
Okay.
Was there anybody else on Dragon Chess, or did you mean like
Yeah,
players with
there
the...
really is just you as a player joining Dragon Chess.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to make sure. Like you didn't change it last minute or anything. So you end up meeting where you're supposed to go to for Dragon Chess, and you see there are a couple of people up front trying to teach simple tactics about like seemingly to try to get more people interested in the game, or not at least not intimidated or overwhelmed by it. And so it's like, hey, if there's people randomly playing one another, there are a handful of those games happening a few tables away from you. But right now, it's like a human. It's everyone else would see it, and you already know him as Rampart. But your Loxodon sees another Loxodon. What? And you notice that he was playing at the Biblioplex before, and that you had at least chatted with him briefly before. Because it was him and her. These two are up front near the entrance, trying to guide confused or lost-seeming people about like, oh no, you're in the right place. Oh no, don't worry about that. It's not too complicated. I'm sure you'll love it too. And then they show off like a quick rudimentary like teachings of like the movement of the pieces, a quick little trick here and there, like baseline stuff. So it's like, oh no, so no one could ever. The idea is to prevent a scenario where like a beginner player is playing a medium level player and the medium level player is like, oh my god, how can I see past this? It's such a basic concept. Nothing like that could ever happen, so they're teaching them all the basic stuff now. Like if it were for chess, it'd be like how one side could win in literally 3 moves potentially, because that is a thing. Or like what a pawn pass is, all the basic shit. um, all the basic stuff that you might never see coming as a player unfamiliar with the game, kind of thing. And so they can feel like, oh my god, I know the cool stuff. I know a few tricks now. I'm a little more confident in playing. They want them to feel that way, and so they're a little more into the game instead of being, oh man, this is a bit much. No. So you see both the Loxodon and her, who you've seen before the Biblioplex when you're doing your orientation scavenger hunt, playing together before. You see them basically trying to be guides and representatives of the club. Um, as you are near them teaching others, and you see a handful of other games being played around the room, what is it you want to do?
Well, I don't want to be a bother, but if anybody has a spot open, I'll attempt to join a game.
You see someone who just had the same kind of attitude, and they just got finished placing the pieces. And if you actually mention that, just like you like vaguely say that softly to the void, they'll wave you over, and it's easily perceivable. You can sit down, and they are a older human male, like an older human guy, and he looks to, if you had to judge him, because humans are different than Loxodon. They don't get as wrinkly as you, but this one's still pretty wrinkly. Like technically speaking, he looks to be in like his 50s or 60s, but I mean, there is magic that means he could be much older, technically speaking. And so he starts to play, and let's see how well you do. Roll an investigation check to see how well you can see through his moves and try to discern his strategy.
Investigation.
Nice.
One of the things my character's built on.
So you are able to play a damn good game, making sure that he can't really try any like cheap shot against you or anything, or like you're not, and you don't really seem to be able to fall into it. And he gets frustrated as you don't seem to be falling into any of his like ploys or traps or anything like that. In order to cinch the victory, try to do deception so he isn't able to do the exact same thing to you.
You said deception? Oh no,
Correct.
I'm not good at that. I'm not terrible at that, apparently.
You are no match for his level of investigation. I'm sorry, I had him roll a 1d, just straight 1d20. It was a nat 20. I didn't know it was going to happen. So
Meh.
he saw through your 13 level deception. um, and so it does get a bit neck to neck, to the point a few new players are watching your game because it gets a bit intense. It's not like to the point of like, we know each other, so we're going to trash talk. It's just that you're really seriously like, you're in the zone kind of thing. And so give me another investigation.
Oh no, not another one. Where'd it go? There to go. Right there.
he rolled pretty well for deception, but it was one of those nice try, but I got your number kind of moments for you. And one last time, deception with advantage this time.
With advantage.
You got him.
Oh,
You kind of got him knocked off of his. He's like not necessarily doing that well, and let's see how well he can deceive you because he's not doing emotionally that great. No, he does not. He's not able to see through your tricks, and you are able to cinch the victory. Whatever an old timier version of GG is, that's what he says. Besides saying "good game," because I know there's another way of phrasing that, but I can't think of it at the moment. Um, I want to say something clichély stupid like "good show, old chap" or some bullshit, but I don't think that's quite what he would say. Uh, and he does he uses both hands to try to shake to try to shake yours. And as you both stand up, you realize he's like a foot and a half shorter than you, which seems to be the norm, right?
Yeah, most people here are shorter than me. So far, I've only met 2 people taller than me.
I mean, the Loxodon is pretty matching your height, though. The one up front.
Yeah, Rampart's
Yeah.
ever so slightly taller than me, and then, man, that Minotaur from the Biblioplex, though, he was so tall.
And it's one of those things that you saw him in one of the rare moments where he didn't scrunch over because he needed to be straight, as tall as possible to properly hold the books in his mind. But after your victory, you were playing for so long that both Talana and Rampart come over to congratulate you for a victory well won. Um, and they want to confirm with you that you will be showing off more of your skills at future club meetings.
Well, I planned on being here, but I don't know about showing off. That seems a little intense.
Rampart just really blatantly is like, "What? Repeat that, will you?" I'm making it really obvious that you indeed, once again, this moment did speak a little too softly for someone to not just they just didn't hear a word you said.
I stutteringly respond with it at a slightly higher volume.
He slaps your back, and you immediately realize that if you weren't a Loxodon, that could possibly hurt pretty bad. It's like, oh, he's lucky I'm this big. And he slams like his Loxodon hand onto your back, like patting your back in a conspiratorial way. Really happy that you're indeed joining. Um, and he mentions that how much he loves to see how he does against you in the future, and he mentions like some vague weirdly named move that is probably based off of some ancient wartime strategy that you've never heard of before. Like even with your learning, it's like this guy must have like specified knowledge or some weird thing like that. Okay, huh. I guess that's something I can learn from him. Kind of vibe giving off him because he's not like it's not like there's words that you understand from a different language or anything. It's just that he's talking about topics you haven't specifically heard of. And then Tilana mentions that you did really well in trying to see through your opponent's strategies, and she commends you on it.
Oh, well, thank you. It was tough. He was a good opponent.
And there wasn't much time except for like the parting like good game moment with your opponent before he started walking away, and he has like this he has like like more of a tree branch than a cane, but for some reason the top of it has a small enough handle to hold on to. It just seems to be it seems to be really thick just for the sake of being able to lean on and be able to stand on its own without having to hold it. Otherwise, it's a really thick, really weirdly heavy kind of cane to use as a cane. But it's like okay. And as he walked out the door, and she says she hopes to play you soon as well, and welcomes you to the club.
Cool beans.
Unless I am now mistaken once more, everyone has done their clubs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, this is the next one would be where we're ending one of the. Okay, so actually, yeah. So you're back in magical physiologies, and how would the four of you each spend an average time in class? Like, would you be just paying rapt attention to the teacher during a lecture? Would you be taking notes the whole time? Would you not care what they're saying and just be slacking off, like picking your nails or whatever? How would you all act during an average class?
Definitely taking notes.
My character, Pajora would definitely be taking fastidious notes.
Sarasha is pretending to take notes and listen, but really she's observing everyone in the class.
Dahlia, depending on since she's already been reading ahead in the book, if the teacher hasn't is going over some topics that weren't covered in the book, she would definitely be taking lots of notes for that part. But if the teacher just repeats what the book says, she wouldn't be paying attention at all. She'd just be keep reading ahead in the book.
She would mention it's like saying oh and she elaborates on points the book makes, and she does mention on multiple occasions where it's like I didn't write the book, but they only mention this as a minor footnote. Let's dig a little deeper into that because I feel like it's more important than they let on. And so she actually does expound on certain points more than the book ever would. So even if you read ahead,
that would keep her rapt attention. Then she would be very focused on the lesson. Then
it's like a little Alan, wide eyes.
Yes, the creepy giant round, 100% round eyes.
And give me a perception check because you're not paying attention to what they're saying, Sarasha. So give me a perception check to see what you are seeing around class. You are you are able to overhear a couple of people from a nearby little cluster, like another nearby 4-pack. And you're able to hear them because this 4-pack is further back in the class, and it's basically you're the closest out of the four of you to be able to them. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You overhear them talking about going to the cafe after class because apparently someone somehow smuggled in a bunch of frogs into the back room of the cafe, and they're gonna race them. And you hear one of them talk to the other about how much they're gonna bet on who the winner of the race is gonna be. One of them though is just like it's very obvious that it's two girls gossiping, and one of them is like really into wanting to get some more money, spending money, and the other is just kind of grossed out by the frogs. I'm just worried about just how slimy they're going to be and how messed up the actual cafe area is going to be. It's like I know it won't be too hard to clean, but like they're still fucking slimy as frogs. I'd rather not be around them. Kind of vibe from her. Roll me insight. Yeah, this squeamish girl who doesn't like frogs. She seems to be the type who is like doesn't like frogs, doesn't like snakes, doesn't like bugs. Um,
Doesn't like
you can see. Yes, you heard what I said. And you can see the colors out of the corner of her eye, of your eye, to make sure because you gotta give the appearance of looking like you're still writing notes, right? So you can't just turn your head fully to stare at them or anything. But you can definitely bring up notice the colors of green and blue on her, which you do notice as Quandrix. So she's basically a introverted, indoorsy nerd type.
Oh.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. And so then I need a deception check for Sarasha. How well do you pull off faking taking notes?
Oh, okay.
After and because you gave me that roll, I need to give me a perception check with disadvantage. So, after gathering that information, you thought you were feeling like, okay, yeah, the teacher's over at the front of the class. She's walking by a couple of front class, the class desk clusters or whatever. Okay, sure, she's over there, whatever. Okay, now what are they saying again? Leaning your head a little over, or kind of looking down at your paper. After you get that gossip, you go back to your paper anyway. It's like, okay, yeah, like, okay, whatever, yeah. I'm waving my quill in the air like I just don't care, And then you notice she's right at you, looking at you. And this is when you can. This is when she asks you, and what is it you oh God, how do you say your last name again?
Silt Stacy.
You purposely made that fucking hard to say.
No,
She
it's
just
Silt
goes when a random one.
Stacy.
Silt Stacy.
Yeah.
So she would be going along the lines of, yes, Miss Silt Stacy. And what is your opinion about that? And you don't even need a roll to realize that it was very obvious that she had just mentioned something and she wants your input on it to try to trick you into fucking up yourself publicly in front of the whole class because, and to give away, by the way, you weren't paying attention and possibly that you were over eavesdropping. And so to give away everything. So now you need to, let's see.
Can I
What would you want to, go ahead. What do you want to say?
can I tell her in her mind with the telepathic link what was just said?
Yes, you can.
I will do so.
I will need a straight charisma check from Sarasha to see if she can deliver convincingly as if she was paying attention.
Oh my god.
Just no deception, no persuasion, just straight charisma. Do you have what it takes?
Okay. Oh.
That's a no. For the record, you were
Sorry
close.
about that. I'm back.
So Sarasha got caught not listening, and she got called out by the teacher, and everyone looked at her, and it was one of those. You were talking. It's like one of those moments of it's like. If you're in class and it's like a very simple shit, it's like, and like if lava's underground, it's called magma, and it's like, what do you think of that, huh, student? And it's like, lava is called magma.
No, I think
It's like
I think
you
even if
delivered it with that level of confidence is why she's looking at you like that.
I mean, even if she did get caught, I think she would probably say just like in response, like, "Oh, really? You point out me, but there's a whole group of kids over there talking, or kids? Oh my god, I'm so used to fucking work today. There's a whole group of people talking about stuff over there.
Persuasion.
Oh my god, another negative. That's better.
She leans in closer to you. You get a really strong whiff of pine, like you just walked into someone's house who has a really big ass Christmas tree in their living room. Um, like, oh wow, yeah, that's tree. Okay, okay. As she leans into you, it's like, we're not talking about other people. We're talking about you.
This fucking bitch.
You purposely made sure to ignore her, and you did a really bad job of hiding it. And then you started deflecting poorly. To confirm, you could have taken notes like everyone else, but you chose this route, and this is where it got us.
I tried to help.
Did you though?
I did. I did.
Well, maybe she'll like. I don't know if I'm going to dig this hole any deeper, but I'm trying to make it right. Okay. maybe she would say like, could you repeat what you were saying? I want to make sure I understand fully. And I was just, wait, what class is this?
Magical physiologies.
Oh, okay. What the fuck does that mean?
The physiology.
Anatomy of enemy monsters and creatures and whatnot.
Oh, okay. And she would say like, I was just thinking how it relates to like to other topics we've learned in other classes.
Give me a persuasion.
Oh, okay. should have done a different one. Oh,
This all could have been avoided if you had just paid attention in class.
This is technically true. Would Pajor have told her that telepathically?
No. He is not that disrespectful. I'm that disrespectful, but Pajora is not.
Would Suki try helping her telepathically in any way?
I mean, at this point, there's not much I really can say because I did let her know what was actually said. So,
Did you try giving her any of your words of support or help in some way, though? Like after that point, or no?
not in this exact moment, no.
Okay. I wanted to confirm that with you because Denver, if he had said yes, I would have given you advantage on this roll, and you could have rolled again.
okay.
But you rolled a 5.
Yeah. It's a 5.
She says that she basically looks at you and checks some paper she's holding because she seems to be holding a clipboard. Although you don't know where she got it from. It's like because you can't really recall if she was holding a clipboard when she was walking around the other desks before because you had other priorities of focusing. And she flicks a couple of papers with her like really pointy branch, part nail, part finger kind of extrusion from her. Like, is it kind of a finger? I don't know. And she flips a couple of pages, and she's like, and it goes down part of the way. He's like, ah, yes. She basically mentions to you basically the next free day that you don't have to do anything at all. You and her are gonna have a chat.
It depends on what kind of chat.
You know what kind of chat that's gonna be.
Also,
Yeah,
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a you get to choose. No, this is happening.
Yeah, that she does give off. She does have that kind of tone where it's like, where it's not a suggestion. It's a stating of fact. You're going to have a chat.
Okay.
And
I still
just as
think it's
quickly
messed
as
up,
she,
though.
what was that?
I still think it's messed up that those guys over there are talking.
If you for the record, you rolled a 14. You needed to have rolled a 15, because it was very obvious in the context that you wanted to get all of the responsibility and all of the blame taken off of yourself and immediately put somewhere else. And so, because of how honed in she was on you, it was not going to be an easy roll. You almost had it, but
Damn.
if you didn't have the negative modifier,
I know. Oh, she's gonna
You
take
didn't
some
wanna
like
be a
speech
sorcerer.
classes or some shit.
what was that, Matt?
And you didn't want to be a sorcerer.
Okay. So just as quickly as for the record, the whole entire time she was talking to you, everyone else was like dead quiet and staring. I want you to know that.
Oh.
And just as quickly as she approached you and honed in on you, she just as quickly like backs right out of that and goes right back into like and let's get back to talking about the book class kind of tone and vibe for the whole class, and everyone gets back to their notes.
I don't like her.
Give me an insight check.
I hope she does burn this time.
You from that high of a roll, you can understand two things. One, it was a immediate wash of relief over you, a palpable vibe of relief that does wash over you for like the whole. You're okay, at least for now. because you were like heavily scrutinized by everyone, but now you can literally feel the scrutiny get off of you. Secondly, you also realize it's still early with that high of an insight roll. It's still early in the semester. You realize that she has to make power plays like that, or like almost every student, it might end up like you just were, and she wants to prevent that.
So
she has her own reasons as a teacher for not wanting everyone to slack off. What a shock! You understood that because you had a fucking 19, because 19s are great rolls. But I mean, fucking 5 is not going to help you out much.
Okay, she's not rolling any more charisma stats. No.
And now you have to roll all the charisma checks.
I mean, it's not like you're going to go Fey Wander or anything, right?
I mean, that would make sense.
Well, as a reminder, Fey Wander, you get to add your wisdom modifier on all charisma checks.
My wisdom, you said.
Yes,
my wisdom.
That's what Fey Wander immediately gets at level 3 as a ranger subclass.
Well, let me. Perhaps I will.
That's one of the biggest features about it, because even if you're not a charisma-based character, you can still be able to talk your way through things.
Well, thank you for letting me know about that.
Well, I figured you would probably had one in mind, considering you picked a ranger in the first place, but okay. That's why I wasn't sure you were ever going to go for it, but I wasn't sure what you were going for. So after that class, you do notice that Rampart does come up to you, and he comes from like the outside the classroom, and he does come up to your table, and all 4 of you give me a perception check.
Not good at those.
See, I gladly roll those any day.
You gotta make up where I lack.
Well, the three double-digit scores. The 3 of you realize that he was the person he looks towards first was actually Nadalia, but then he notices other people he knew here, and it's like, oh, one of those. Oh, I didn't know I was going to see you here. Hi, kind of look from him, really, just really fleetingly. But it was still there because of your high scores. You realized it. But otherwise, Suki, you just see him come up to the table, and he kind of sets the whole table as a whole. And this is while other people are like moving past you and like leaving the class and stuff. And like probably while you're putting away notes and stuff. He sounds anxious and excited about a frog race that's going on. He basically tries to hype it up as if it's something really cool and something you don't want to miss, because it could be a really fun time.
Sounds interesting.
And Dahlia's interested.
My character would be interested, but not say anything about it because he's too nervous to do so.
If everyone else, would Sarasha show any interest whatsoever, or just like be quiet about everything?
She's like neutral, but like if her brother's interested, she'll check it out.
Okay, because if for those who don't vocalize their interest, he actually directly asks them about like, are you? I'm gonna paraphrase, but he's basically asking the individuals, "Are you cool as coming?" kind of thing. Because he doesn't want to force anyone into a situation they're not comfortable with, so he basically is asking for everyone's consent.
She'll say she'll tag along, but like maybe just watch. That's actually a good idea.
He talks to Pajora and he asks about, it's like, and what about you, good sir? It would be wonderful to have a strategist of your caliber with us.
Yeah, I can join.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is paraphrasing, but I'm told to read this all to you anyway. And Nadalia hasn't heard it, so here we go. You've all got to see this, they chortle. We found these weird frogs and stuck them into the fireside lounge at the Fire Jolt Cafe. And now we're going to raise the little hoppers. Quick, come see before the professors find out.
I hope they don't die.
We all die.
So you can all see the map, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
San?
I can see it.
So you enter, and I'm going to read the area that you're currently at. Study tables. These long benches sit atop two raised tiers of magical steps between them, affording easy access to the seating area below. Some 30 students are typically here during the day studying quietly. And as far as right here is concerned, it's a seating area. This area is usually more crowded than the cafe study tables. At least 50 students sit sociably in groups, chatting and having tea and coffee. The open spaces in the north part of this area are typically filled with students waiting to join the queue at the barista station or scouting for a good place to sit. So basically, like right here. And like right here, if people like, there are some people are standing around, like waiting for an open seat or waiting for like, oh, I need like 2 or 3 open seats to sit with my friends kind of look. Oh man, this is a bit much. Okay, but it's like a longer
By the way,
exhibition.
I just
Go ahead.
lost all vision.
That is weird.
Your token didn't delete itself
Like-
this time.
No.
I'm just saying it
Okay.
didn't do that
Well,
this time.
it shouldn't have, because my screen is currently, like, I can see where... Oh,
Did that fix it?
it did.
Okay. So this part up here is the barista station. This bustling service counter is the... I don't like this word. It's a dumb word. Demesne, like domain or whatever.
What the hell?
I know, it's spelled Emesnane. It's a really old-fashioned word.
Oh.
Of Alina Tinglewood, chaotic good elf mage. But they didn't give her a fucking token. It's a generic mage token, so whatever. The Strixhaven employee who manages the cafe and serves as its chief barista. Alina typically works alongside 5 older student employees, one from each college, though she sometimes hires younger students who express interest in working for her. And Sarasha would notice Mina behind the counter helping some people.
Oh my god. Hi.
The front counter of the barista station is a whirl of chaos, while Alina and the other employees deal with orders of dozens of students and faculty members. The back of the station is calmer and includes a small break room for employees, as well as shelves of personal belongings and cafe supplies. The cafe strictly sells coffee and tea. But Alina and other talented baristas can easily make any form of those drinks on request. A relatively common coffee or tea costs 1 copper, while a more complicated order might cost 2 copper. The signature Fire Jolt Cafe costs 10 gold. It confers resistance to fire for 1 minute after drinking it, and it can be brewed only by Alina using her special fire magic.
Wait.
So, yeah, unless you're getting that specific... What?
What's her name again?
Alina? Elina.
Oh, okay.
You want me to copy-paste it to you? I swear
No,
that's her name. It's Elina Tinglewood.
It's Elina. Okay.
Ellina.
Gotcha.
You can look it up. That look
No,
up Elina Tinglewood. Strixhaven. She's a real thing.
I was just thinking, like, how the hell did we survive with an Alina and an Elina?
No one really remembered her name in the first place, and so it didn't come up.
Oh, okay.
Because because last time Matt wanted to go around the Bozan Tavern a lot to see Aurora play, but no one ever wanted to say, "Hey, I want to go to the cafe." No one ever said that. So you got to see much less of her.
Would Rampart be leading us to the area?
Yeah, he's over here, and it's one of those. He rushed ahead on your way here, but as soon as he realized you knew where the building was, he rushed ahead of you. With the excuse of making sure you all got good seats.
We do love Did I? The fuck?
What?
I got kicked out of the internet.
I'm going to consider that weird.
All of the issues. Now all of the issues show up.
Granted,
Okay.
the Owlin has like double the vision the rest of you have, and like all the vision more than an elephant has, but
What did you do to give me vision?
I literally turned vision on because this has areas that block vision, but has no areas that are technically dark vision.
Hmm.
So it has like walls around this area of the cafe counters and stuff. And these are walled and doored and stuff because they're heavy curtains meant for magically blocking out sound and everything. So yeah, you don't inherently go like see through doors and windows and stuff because of the blocking light, but you're able to have vision. Period.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like
I literally
somehow
went to your
lost
token. Yeah, I
vision,
know. I thought it
so-
was weird. You had vision on your token. It somehow messed up, and the vision got turned off. Then I clicked on your token, saw that vision was off. I turned it back on and put save settings. Then I asked if it was fixed, and you said yeah.
That's weird.
You should click update default token too, because that's
How?
going to be an issue
Yeah,
If it doesn't
on
do it.
his
because
token.
if I go into edit, I can say use selected token instead. So edit, have this token, use selected token. And save changes.
Okay, I updated all 4 tokens.
Huzzah! All right.
So
can
yeah,
see.
you can
Yeah.
you can order coffee and tea here, but the reality is, this is really just meant just for coffee and tea. Even if you get really fancy, unless you buy her a special drink, you are not going to break the bank trying to have drinks here.
Time to break all.
Like you can have the
banks.
fanciest coffee or tea you can imagine, still only 2 copper. Like that's a bargain. Yes, and typically, according to descriptions, there's basically a bunch of people sitting interspersed here and intermittently standing here and here. I only showed you Rampart here because of the area where you basically maybe saw him go this way before you lost vision of him again. But yeah, a lot of people here, a lot of people here, but there are less people studying up here and more people down here on the table, like drinking and talking and stuff. What do the 4 of you do?
I guess attempt to follow him.
Do all of you do the same and just follow Suki?
Well, Suki's the
Uh,
one I know the
yeah.
best here, so I'm gonna follow Suki.
What time is it?
7:53.
Consider it somewhere between 3 to 5 p.m. on a weekday.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean in real life. Yeah, I meant in the game. So I wasn't sure
This
too
is
if
an
it's,
after class activity.
yeah. Well, I wasn't sure too if like is it a good time for tea? I was thinking if it's tea o'clock if I should get a glass.
Oh, is it high tea time?
While you are, let me see. No, you all make it here, but then I need a perception check from the 4 of you.
Okay.
So everyone but Suki. Yeah. Those who know Quintilius notice him over here with a couple of the people you don't recognize. And you two, and these two stick out to you, even though you're not really sure why. But like, for whatever reason, they stick out more than just the masses. So you're able to perceive the NPCs here. Yes. Suki is just like, I mean, we can follow that elephant. Let's just follow him, right?
Yep.
You don't really notice anything out of anything much. So did anyone of you want to order a drink before going back there, or did you want to go straight back there?
I mean, Sarasha's not really thirsty. She's good.
Pajora will get a drink.
Yeah, Nadalia wants a drink.
Then by all means, go up to the counter then. Mina will ask what the 2 of you want, because you ended up being able to get there about the same time. She looks up at you, Pajora, and then takes a sec, and then looks down at Nadalia to ask the same question. like veering over the edge of the bar to look down at you.
I want an Earl Grey tea with cream.
What would put your order?
Green tea.
You can break the. She does have change for you, so this is technically speaking, what 10 silver make a gold and 10 copper make a silver. So she will say that's 1 copper cost for each of you. And she does give you like a respectable size cup for your drinks as well. The cup is almost as big as your head, Nadalia.
He sees this and looks. Do you need help carrying that?
I've got it. Thank you very much.
And then we'll head down.
Okay. You are all able to get here with relative ease and notice what's going on inside. And so I will read this area, what it's initially supposed to be. Much more comfortable than the cafe's other seating areas, this lounge is a fireside lounge. It is filled with sofas and armchairs where students can relax away from the hubbub. They actually put in the word hubbub. Fireplaces in the northern corners are lit by continual flame spells. Some 20 students are typically found here using the tables to study quietly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is a description they want to say for how it's changed. And so entering it, you got your drinks, but otherwise, the air buzzes with excitement and the smell of coffee. As you make your way toward the back of Fragile Cafe and duck into the lounge to witness a scene. Hidden from view of the barista station, the lounge's central table has been pushed toward the wall and its chairs haphazardly tossed out of the way. In the middle of the room hop 4 unusual frogs, each is glowing in vibrant colors. I forgot that detail before. Yeah, they're not just different colored. They're literally glowing that color. Like radioactive glowing.
That's not normal.
No shit, it's a magic school. Red, blue, violet, and orange each have been outfitted with tiny costumes. The red wears a makeshift cape. The blue wears suspenders. The violet wears a stylish bow tie, and the orange has a top hat perched jauntily on its head. Someone has used chalk to mark lanes on the floor, and multiple students are trying to corral the frogs into a starting position. Rampart sees you approach, and he's like, "Oh, you're all just in time. You want to race the frogs with us?" The amphibians in the lounge are 4 frogs that students outside the cafe found outside the cafe and smuggled inside. The frogs' glowing colors appear to be the result of some magic the students have been able to source. The costumes in the frog race is afoot, were the students' ideas. For the race, a single student will coach each frog toward the finish. The winning coach will receive bragging rights, as well as a purse of donations from the crowd. Grayson greets you all as well. Rampart, he does not try to interrupt Rampart, but Rampart seems to be droning on and on, slightly not even at you anymore, just in general about possible strategies the frogs could take for possible routes or underhanded strategies or honorable ones, and he was discussing the merits of each, and it's just like not trying to undercut that, but Grayson doesn't think he's talking to you anymore, so it's like the conversation's done. He nods. He has a nod of acknowledgement for Sarasha, but otherwise greets you as a group, introduces themselves, and asks if any of you would like to do some betting on the upcoming frog race.
If we race the frogs, can we also bet?
It's one of the he seems to actually genuinely think about this, and he's gonna go with no. If you can't bet if you race, because that way you'd have too much control over the outcome, whether you purposely lose to have someone else win or you try to push things too much into your favor, kind of thing.
That's what I figured.
Would anyone else be interested in betting?
Yes.
No.
What have been the previous bets?
What was that?
What were the previous bets? Have there any bets already been bets been collected? How many people are betting?
He puts out he takes out like a tiny little notepad. It is one that you might have seen him once or twice flip through when you saw him when you're talking with Mina for a sec or looking around. You might have seen Grayson before at the newspaper with it, Sarasha. So you know he's pretty often with a small little notepad, so it's not out of character form or anything. So he flips up the notepad and he like pokes bits of paper. Like obviously he goes down the lines on his paper with like a finger real quick. He's like, oh, we have a couple of betters on each of the frogs actually. The current favorite is purple. And people really want the orange one to lose because there are bets both of like who do you want to lose? Like some people are betting I want that one to win, and someone else is betting like I don't know who I want to win, but I want that one to lose. There's a couple of people betting that they want the orange one to lose because he looks too cocky with that top hat.
Pajora will bet on blue to win and red to lose. One gold each.
Is there a particular place that you think you would see red losing in? Like
Third.
if he's not okay, yeah, if he's not first, what is he kind of thing? Nadalia, you were asking about bets, but did you want to make a bet?
Yeah, but can I inspect the frogs first?
He is completely okay with this. The frogs don't seem to be going anywhere. You see a couple of people you don't really know get near to the frogs. Tilana, that Pajor would recognize, but she seems to be more taking everything in and examining things, like scanning to come up with a strategy or like taking things in so she understands enough to know what the next step should be. Kind of like scanning. Um, but there's a couple of rambunctious people here who seem a bit high energy, and they're trying to keep the frogs from jumping around too far or making too much noise. But you can inspect them. How would you want to inspect them? Just like a cursory glance with perception? Did you want to like do some kind of survival or animal handling check to see how they are? What do you want? How do you want to go about this when you say you want to inspect the frogs?
I could use animal handling to like see about leg strength, moisture content, how moist are these frogs.
That is a possibility. Survival or animal handling to go about that route. Yeah. From that roll, you think all of them are in at least okay condition, regardless of the weird glowing color and the weird outfits they're wearing. That but they all seem to be at a roughly even level when it comes to their racing capabilities, as far as you can tell. While she's checking them out, you kind of get the vibe from Grace and the rest of you that some people bet on one frog or another just because they liked how they looked with the actual tiny little accoutrements on them. And it's like, oh, I like the little suspenders. Oh, I don't know, that bow tie's kind of cute. They had some like flimsy reasoning like that because like how they give racehorses silly names to get bets in kind of thing. Some people fell for it. They're like, oh my god, I like that. I like what they're wearing. So obviously, I gotta bet on them kind of thing.
I won't bet on a loser, but just because since I'm orange too, I'll bet with the orange frog. And especially since I heard there's a lot of votes against the orange frog, that I'll believe in the orange frog.
So with Pajora betting on blue for first, red for third, and then Nadalia betting on orange to win. The other two of you don't want to bet, correct?
No.
I didn't want to bet either.
That's what I'm confirming. It's fine if you don't.
We didn't
I just
even
want to
plan
confirm.
that. That's crazy.
The twins don't want to bet. Got it. Then do either of the twins want to try to coach any of the frogs?
Yes.
Nope.
Purple.
Oh. Damn.
You're like, I thought we were gonna have another cool tool when we said the same time. Damn.
If a lot of people are betting for purple to win, might as well go after that one, kind of thing.
Okay. Then you see that Rampart is taking on the coaching duties of the orange. Some fire genasi is taking on the coaching duties of the red. And Tilana is actually taking on the coaching duties of the blue.
Neat.
And at this point, you can all basically gather past this point. Just find somewhere not directly on a token to get in the room. I don't care where you two go in. And the race will begin. And you, since neither of you are participating as a coach, actually the three of you that are not a coaching one, you have the following options. You can try cheering someone on or heckling someone.
As much as Pajoro would like to do that, he is too quiet.
Sorry, there is a third option. I forgot to mention this. There is an opportunity if you wanted to try to be more chummy with someone here and try to better your rapport with them. This would be technically an opportunity to do so. Have any of you found anyone present or anyone thus far that you'd be like, you know what, I could probably hang up with them more often. Let's see what's up with them. Like try to chat with anyone while it's happening, or
I mean, like the obvious option is there for Sarasha, but she's just gonna lean against the wall and just watch.
we'll move your. I'll put you there then.
Doesn't even want to cheer on her brother. I see how it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You need to learn.
I helped you earlier. At least
Since
tried.
she's cheering on my my
Wait.
frog, I will attempt to get along more with
Can we cheat?
Tilana.
I'm going to get to that concept in a little bit. I'm going to go over the people who moved, okay? Nadalia, what is your intention?
Since Drasimir is interested in books, I wanted to talk to Drasimir about books.
He is at first momentarily taken aback by you approaching him because he seems to be you don't need to check for this at all. He seems to be a little out of the element for how rowdy everything is, but he doesn't want to be. He wants to know what's going on and not be like get it from tertiary or secondary sources. So it's one of those. He's not like a gossip addict or anything, but since he's here, he might as well know what's going on. Kind of mood right now. Because obviously this is not his normal scene. And so he is actually, it is a welcome break to talk with you about books. And it's like he moves over to one of these chairs on the side that haven't been moved away. And he welcomes you to join him. So while final preparations are being made, you can talk with him about potential like, oh, hey, you know about these animals? I've read some really good books about their species. I don't even know what these are, though. They're weird and glowing, and he brings that kind of stuff up. Because he's he's interested not just in like languages or anything. He's interested in like a lot of knowledge in general. And I'm assuming to someone like you, that could be a good thing. Give me a charisma check with advantage. You gain one relationship point with Razimir. You go from 0 to 1.
So quick.
As I said, I told you already. I wanted to give you more opportunities to get boons and banes and stuff. Pajora, you said you were wanting to talk with Talana.
Yeah, about the frogs and dragon chess and stuff.
She is making minor adjustments for the outfit on the frog. You notice that she has no issue perceiving your. She greets you without taking her eyes off the frog, in a focused but not unfriendly way. Like she's not too busy to talk to you. And it's like her tone is welcoming enough to be like it's okay to keep on talking even though she's not looking at you. She's not trying to push you away in any way.
Yeah.
She was wondering what your take was on the frogs because she doesn't want to bet herself, but she saw that this one didn't have a trainer yet, and she couldn't help herself but try to help out in some way.
I bet on this one, but I didn't think it would be right to attempt to interfere after I bet.
You see her face you after she seems to be done refitting the frog, and you end up
Because you said she was adjusting blue, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, she was adjusting its outfit as if she was able to see. Oh, well, there's inefficiencies for the exact way it was wearing it, kind of thing. So she was readjusting it. She wasn't taking it off, or she was just making sure, like, oh, it's like, oh, the Let me see. Let me confirm what blue was. One sec. Oh yeah, the blue one's the one that had suspenders. So if it was like, oh, that one went down his little frog non-existent shoulder, it's gonna mess up its capability of jumping as far, kind of thing. And it's like, so she like adjusted everything and made it better. Because and you see the other and Rampart and the Fire Genasi both noticed her doing that and start doing the same, but in a slightly more frantic mood because they didn't start as early as she did. Would you try as well, Suki?
What was mine wearing again?
You are wearing a bow tie. Your frog is wearing a bow tie. First, give me an animal handling check to if you might notice what possible downside a bad fitting bow tie might have.
As a thing to remember later, what is the rolls I would have to make in order to have it go along quicker or whatnot?
For now, I just need animal handling, so I'll have you roll it when the race happens. But we're not at the race yet.
I know.
This is your final preparation.
I was trying to see if I should use the one thing now, but I will hold off. Oh.
This is for you to realize a badly fit or too tightly fit bow tie on a frog can hurt its circulatory and its air, like it's breathing, because it's literally like cutting it off. It's like being able to open its mouth wide and everything. And with that, you're able to adjust it just right, so it's not it's able to breathe properly as a frog, and it almost seems to croak in appreciation at you as it like literally twists its body up to face you and croak in gratitude.
Well, I guess that worked.
And the fanfare that is happening in the back is quieting down. And Tilana does talk a little more about with Pajora about different kinds of strategies, and if he has any opinions on any speed. And I would have you make a history check at advantage.
For speed? Okay.
Well, it's a general thing about if you've read any. Have you read any books about animals that from some other dimension or were in a race or anything like that where you might be applicable?
Fair enough. You said with advantage.
Correct.
Habuski.
You're able to easily recall many a parable about animals and races, and you can relay such things to her. And you can feel her gratitude and slowly growing camaraderie toward you, and you can consider yourself earned 1 point of relationship with Talana.
Uh,
She finds you to be good company and useful as a source of information, and that is a thing that she highly respects out of people.
Huzzah! So that's changed the points from 0 to 1, right?
Correct.
Alright.
2 is the maximum. -2 is the maximum going down. They can't go past 2 or -2. That's the spectrum. Once you hit one of those, you will get the boon for 2 and the bane for -2. So now that everyone is ready, the people all start up and they start racing their frogs. And now I will get to Denver's question: can we cheat?
Yeah.
Well, you asked, so. Let's see. You are able to. First, give me a perception check.
Just me or the people who want to
Just
cheat?
you. Everyone else is probably staring at the frogs, looking, worried about their own bets or worried about what the frogs are racing. So you're the one who's not watching everyone else and worried. Now, the worst thing here is that you don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
So you think you have with that roll, you view yourself as having a pretty good grasp of what's going on with all 4 frogs. And you can still have the option of cheering on someone to win or heckling someone if you want them to lose. And you are able to psychically help anyone else of the 2 people within 10 feet of you, but you have to mainly kind of go here because he's gonna be moving around with the frogs half the time. And if you want to help your brother by telling him, "Oh yeah, they're doing this is their frog. Try that too," kind of stuff. I would have you roll for that. Is that what you want to do instead of heckling or cheering?
I feel like that's what she would do. Because she would be observant, you know. Why can't they be racing snakes?
Because you know how this a play on the concept. Bird's the word. No, frog's the word. Haha, get it? That's what the whole entire adventure chapter is called. Frog's the word.
I thought we were since we were learning about the sloths, it's basically like those, just frogs.
No, the closest thing to a frog is a grung.
Well, they're frog-like. They're more toad-ish, but
Toads, frogs, salamanders, whatever.
Salamanders are much different from the other 2, but okay. So I'm not going to tell you how well that 12 was, but it's going to define what kind of DC check you have to pass to make it to properly help your brother cheat well enough.
Okay.
And if it's too far below the needed amount, I will actually have it be hurting his chances instead.
Oh, it's a gamble.
Cheating normally is.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Well, not that shocked.
I didn't use shocking grasp on you.
Will you, knowing that as a player, I'm allowing this level of meta knowledge for your character because she's the kind of person who probably would have done this kind of thing to help her brother before. Knowing that there's this kind of risk in this context, would you still want to go through with it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then do either Pajora or Nadalia want to cheer or heckle someone?
I'll cheer for my frog.
I will also cheer for my frog. Not that I think it'd be able to hear me over the crowd, but
Okay. You're not gonna like the results. Okay. So, give me your choice of survival or stealth to try to help your brother cheat.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're the same, so I'll just click one of them. Yay.
Now I will need an animal handling check from Matt.
Just animal
Suit-
handling?
Yes, seriously, just animal handling.
That's annoying.
You're dealing with trying to handle a frog to make sure it goes in a straight line faster than other frogs.
I know,
You are literally handling the animal.
I was hoping for maybe persuasion, maybe.
It doesn't have a language. It's not going to understand that easily.
Only we're a snake.
You know how animals are. They can't technically understand us, but they can understand energy.
Suki, you can add an extra D4 to your roll because she helps you well enough.
D4. So 19.
You're not going to like the results, but okay. So, the frogs all past the finish line. I will tell you the colors instead of what they're wearing or instead of their names or whatever. Okay, I'll just say the colors in sequence of first to last. Orange, purple, red, blue.
Oh.
I can explain the roll numbers for how it rolled and how it went down, because I want you to realize the mechanics of this is that if someone cheers for that frog and they're not the coach, because you can't cheer and race. If someone cheers for that one, that roll gets advantage, and it turns. And you both cheered for two frogs, and that honestly, the red one, the one that had a pyroman, the fire genasi doing it, he rolled a natural 18 on the fucking animal handling check. Like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
I couldn't remember. I thought we had to do more than one roll, so I didn't use a thing, and now I'm upset.
Yeah, it really was just one of them. It was a one round, one race thing.
If only you had mentioned that, I would have used tides to gain advantage.
Well, I don't know why you didn't do it already.
Because I thought there was 2 rolls.
Well, now you know better. So the cheering Pajor did got the 11 to turn into a 17. The cheering Nadalia did got the 7 to turn into a 20.
Dang.
And so the 16 plus the 3 turned into a 19. So it really sequenced 17, 18, 19, 20.
So the cheating didn't help.
If he rolled a 4, there would have been a tiebreaker race. Without the D4 extra period, he would have definitely lost, but there was at least a possibility that he could have tied. Without your cheating, there wasn't even that possibility.
Okay, good. Cheating helped.
Not in this case, because there wasn't not for the end results. He still lost.
Oh, well, at least it's not forceful.
I want to confirm with all of you that since you never really said how much you were betting, it was I'll just say you bet the minimum gold for anyone who bet. And so Pajor broke even because even though blue didn't win, red did get third. You called it.
Huzzah.
So you broke even in your bet.
Hooray.
Because you never declared that you were bidding any particular amount. You got one extra gold, 2 gold out of it. For orange winning. And according to this, no, I kid you not, the exact text of this is the donations, the amount from donations and betting, you get 30 gold. It was me as a DM saying there'd be a tiebreaker round, but realistically speaking, it says to just break the money apart and share it, and it's like, that seems less fun.
Well, then you would share it with the person who actually won with the frog.
Well, yeah, it's like if purple and orange tied at 20. I would say do a tiebreaker race, try again, kind of thing, to see who the real winner is. But the
Oh,
the,
that's
the,
what you
the
mean.
module says just split the money.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's like, oh, now you're all winners, and it's like, I don't feel that way. There's a small period of time where some people start leaving because the biggest event, according to in some people's eyes, it has passed, and Drasimir is one to bid farewell for the time being to Nadalia, and he'll take his leave. And after the betting ceased and he paid out all the bets and everything, Grayson said he had some business. He almost mostly directed at Sarasha. He had some extra business at the Star, and he told her that he would see her later, and then he left as well.
Wait, hold on. Can I roll insight on that? Like,
Sure.
is he saying to meet him at the Star secretly?
Go ahead and roll insight. No, he's not. But he's trying to be cordial and friendly with you, and that's your main connection. So he actually told you where he was gonna go. He wasn't trying to demand or do some secret code. He's like, I'm gonna go be there later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't trying to mean anything by it. He's trying to be like a friendly notification kind of thing, because we don't have cell phones or shit.
So that's okay. We have telepathy.
At 10 feet.
You're only level 1. Give it time, God.
I'm just saying, for notifications, like a phone would be. It's like, yeah, no, that's not really close to that at all.
Tilana, after Rampart would leave, really happy. He went to go brag to other people and get a couple of drinks on his way out, but otherwise, he basically said GG to everyone who else raced and then left. Tilana wanted to make sure the frogs were okay for a couple of minutes, and then almost like scanning them herself just to try to make sure like they were all okay again, because she mainly looked at her frog where she was trying to redo its outfit, but then she made sure everyone was okay too, and as soon as everyone all the frogs were to her liking kind of thing, she left as well. And so it will slowly just be the 4 of you, and as soon as it's just the 4 of you, something different happens.
Oh.
That's crazy. What happens?
What?
I wonder what.
Oh no, I forgot about this factor too. You're not gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who depends on who? Who's you?
Also, you've been
ones that are
saying you're
close.
not gonna like this a lot recently.
Because I'm right.
Yeah, well, I didn't like it in second place.
I kind of wish that I
And
realized
he was
it
right.
was just one roll, because I would have used that for certain.
Slap you upside the head. Use tides, damn it.
I would have if I realized it was just one.
Wait, were you cheating?
Oh, the frogs are getting away.
Frogs are dead. Or they're
They were
about to be.
radioactive.
Roll initiative. I'll tell you the wording what happens. After the race ends, the 4 frogs start belching strangely, and their eyes turn red. As the other students flee the room and the characters look on, the frogs suddenly grow into 4 giant frogs, shredding their makeshift outfits, and furiously lashing out at the crowd. So every single little tiny cute little outfit, they're all torn apart completely.
Oh no, your suspenders.
I mean, basically.
Would the frogs be calmed down with more animal handling?
Well, you got to figure that out. I guess you'll see.
How big are the frogs compared to me, since I'm so small? Are the frogs bigger than me now?
I haven't looked up the actual generic height of a giant frog, but I would say they're around as tall as you, maybe slightly taller. Like from like top to bottom, like from the ground upward to the highest point.
I almost feel like a sudden urge to rodeo.
I do not foresee that going well for you.
Is that a poo?
No?
It sounded like a poo.
So, okay, you're all right there, and then so it doesn't. It's really hard for me to do this because all the giant frogs want to be on the same exact token, whereas like they're all counting the same thing, and so they all be like, if should I open this other one? Guess what? It's like it goes back to the first one. So try opening this page, they're all the same one. It's like okay, sure, they're all share initiative then. Fuck, good luck. Pajora, they're all turning feral and evil and trying to hurt people now. They were nice frogs, but now they're fucked up. What you gonna do?
Oh, well, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna see if I can calm them down. Because I don't like to fight.
Who are you gonna try calming down?
Blue, obviously.
Wait, Sauce, why do
Oh,
they
this
have
is
the
not
same
fun.
initiative?
Because they
Because
don't have different.
if you try opening the character sheet for all the NPC enemy stuff, they all try going the same exact sheet. So it won't matter what I roll for initiative; it'll just switch initiative points on the tracker. Because if I try rolling new ones, they're all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you click on it and then roll initiative, it'll do it for that token.
I know. I tried opening the tokens, and they went to the same exact one. Where I tried reopening on the thing. Oh, okay. I clicked it, rolled it, got a 15. I clicked the next one. It goes to the same exact page that I just minimized.
In this case, I think what she's saying is even if it goes to the same character sheet, it'll highlight the token
Let me
and
see.
use the token as the roll. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Yeah. Because like I always have that. A lot of characters that have the same token.
Let's see.
Yeah, like zombies.
Okay.
There you go.
Goodness, it did it.
Wait, I didn't kill Orange. Oh, okay.
He moved over to make sure it rolled that one, not others.
I didn't see where it went.
You're good.
Never mind. This one goes first. You happen to be nearby, so you're kind of going to get attacked by blue.
And he was
So I
cheering.
didn't animal handling it.
No, they told me to
The
change
elephant.
roll initiative for all 4 of them, and one of them rolled higher than you.
Okay.
Hey, if they would have all got the same thing, you would have gone first, okay?
As long as I don't get eaten like Aqua, I'll be fine.
Well, they do have ability to swallow things, so.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't know how.
Wait, am
they'll
I
be
still
able to
bigger than them?
Yeah.
A giant frog? Yeah, but frogs can actually swallow a lot of things, and their skin and like they can actually stretch a pretty big amount.
Like a snake.
Yes. For swallowing things and digesting them for certain sizes, yeah. And they're a magically transformed giant frog. So I'm not sure what they're fully capable of. So let's just say yes, they can eat you. Okay. This one is going to try in biting you. It is. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
You take 2 piercing damage.
Ow.
You are now grappled. Until this grapple ends, you are restrained, and the frog cannot bite another target.
Ew.
This is going well.
Well.
Oh, sorry. These are considered medium creatures. So technically speaking, according to the text of swallow, the only one that can swallow is Nadalia. So
Yeah.
if you get close to them and they bite you and then you roll pulling trying to get out of it, they can literally swallow you alive and start digesting you. So no pressure.
I realize. So I'm good I stayed on this far side of the room.
And that's done. Did you want to try getting out of its grasp?
You know what? Yeah, I don't want to be swallowed.
Then
I guess it
if you
doesn't
want,
matter. They're both zeros.
yeah, acrobatics or athletics, yeah. That is not high enough to get out of the grapple. Shockingly enough, I know.
I'm surprised.
Consider me shocked.
I'm guessing that would be the end of your turn.
I mean, I can't move
That
because
would
I'm
be
restrained.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
please.
I don't have a bonus action because I'm restrained. So, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so now it's red, and red comes over here and attacks Sarasha. It tries to bite you.
Oh, well, it could have done anything else.
Not really. They don't have a lot of
No.
actions.
Oh, okay.
There's a 17 hit.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if it had disadvantage, it would have rolled a 13, but it didn't have disadvantage. You take 4 piercing,
Uh-huh.
and you are grappled.
Oh. Hmm.
You are now currently restrained.
I don't like that.
You can roll your way out of it,
Oh, I sure the fuck am.
and that's all its turn. Nadalia, what do you want to do? You see frogs biting your friends and wrapping them in their huge tongues. At bare minimum, you're new acquaintances anyway.
Yeah. I think in order to help my party the most in this one, I think I want to bless everyone, so that it'll help with their saving throws and attack rolls and stuff.
So
As-
that would be at first level. It would be the 3 of them, and so you would exclude yourself to be able to cast on the rest of the party.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
they're the ones in the current range of the frogs right now. So.
True. That would burn your first level spell slot and start taking your concentration. Did you want to move at all?
I'm gonna stay back here. See, I have to make sure I still see everybody, so I have to.
I'm gonna back the fuck up, guys. You keep on doing this.
Yeah, I can still see everybody from right here.
Sarasha, your turn. You want to try getting yourself out of there?
Yeah, with acrobatics.
Acrobatics or athletics? Yeah, go try for it.
And you have the bless now, so you can get extra to
Add
that
a D,
too.
yeah, add a D4.
Oh, okay, sure. Sure.
A 21 doesn't, and it does indeed for you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say it doesn't. Like the fuck.
It does. Yeah, no, you're free. That was your action to get out of it, though.
Okay, that's cool.
Is there anything you want to do now? You're not
Let
currently
me-
grappled. You just happen to be near 3 frogs.
Let me look at. Oh, that's an action. Okay, never mind. Can't do that. Okay, that's okay. Well, no, I can't do that either. Oh my god.
Darn, lack of bonus actions, huh?
I'm gonna do something crazy. Okay, hear me out. No,
I
no,
don't
no,
like
no,
where
no,
this
because
is
if I do
going.
that, no, because that would like kill my character. I'm not gonna do that. I think I'll just end my turn.
I was gonna say, like, how about you don't kill your character? I'm sure it's a better route to take.
Like literally any direction I move, it's an opportunity attack.
If you're ending your turn, then it is now Orange's turn. Orange will attack you because you're like right here.
Yeah, I see that.
Does a 12 hit?
No,
Well, then didn't bite you then.
good.
That's its turn. Goswin, your turn.
Because I didn't get to use it last time, I'm going to use Tides of Chaos while I
On.
Shocking Grasp purple.
So we're just gonna ignore.
Pajor's method of trying to talk them down, and it's like,
No. You saying Goslin. That dude's
Yeah.
dead.
yeah,
Yeah, that too. Like, who's that supposed to be?
flashbacks of horribly idiotic characters.
Are you kidding me? I don't
Add
even.
+4 to that. It's an attack, right?
Add a D4.
I was about to say, I don't think a 10's gonna get out of it. I don't think a 10's gonna hit it. I mean,
I can honestly tell you that a 10 is not what their AC is. It is higher than a 10.
Yeah.
I swear to you.
So
frogs.
counterpoint, you're not being eaten currently.
That
Yes.
is a fact. Yes.
but knowing my AC and if I try to run, they will be able to.
Keep
I'm
in
sure
mind,
you'll be
they,
fine.
keep in mind they can't bite literally more than 1% at a time and wrap their tongue around kind of thing. They can't do that to more than 1% at a time. So if they bite one of these, the other ones are okay not to be bitten by that one particular frog. It just happens to be a 4-on-4 match.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
That and Goslin was what he's labeled at on the turn order.
Is it? Oh, it is. Why is it that way?
I don't know.
I changed that last time. That's weird.
It's like, oh my god, you call by the different name. He's like, that's fucking on the turn order. What do you want me to do?
Okay.
Um,
I will do what Voss did with his token then.
Get eaten?
You selected token, so it won't change.
So.
Oh, that. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you tried attacking, you missed. Is there anything else you want to do during your turn, like a bonus action, movement, nothing?
I will. I might as well try to get out of there because it is not a good spot for me because I am a caster.
You get out of there.
Oh, they miss.
I know what I said.
Nice. I will move there and I will end my turn there.
Purple tries to attack Sarasha because you're right here and it's lazy.
Oh God.
You're right there. They don't have that. They don't have the most. Well, I mean, they have as much movement as all of you do, but you're like right here, so why move? But a 6 does not hit, so you're fine for now.
For now.
Oh, good.
Does a 12 hit your AC, Pajora?
No. No, it does not.
Well, despite remaining restrained, you do not suffer anything else further this turn.
Huzzah! A chance for me to not be in this maw. Hiya!
Is that what you
As
rolled last
I-
time?
That is exactly what I rolled last time. Except I used a different ability last time. I used athletics last time. I used acrobatics this time. So it's the same. It's the same number on 2 different dice from 2 different abilities.
I'd say roll a d4, but it's not going to help.
It is true because you
Well.
currently are blessed. But I'll be honest. Yeah, an 8 would not have gotten you out either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you end
So I
turn.
guess I pass.
So now it's red.
Yeah, Red better not do shit to me. Just saying.
Well, he's gonna
It's
try to.
Nom.
Yeah, he's gonna try attacking you.
Doesn't mean he's going to.
I guess I really am the tank this time.
Doesn't mean 9 hits. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
Nadalia, what do you want to do?
Sriracha hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
4.
Some, yeah.
Sarasha got bitten. She got out, but she got bitten. I mean, and you can obviously do things as long as it doesn't take concentration. You can do things that cost an action.
Yeah, I was going to. I think I'll do Sacred Flame on the purple.
You didn't want to go with Pajor's option and try talking them down?
Well, we haven't seen that option.
I just don't know if I do that from a distance though, because I'd have to like touch and probably do animal handling. I don't want to do that. Can I animal handle from a distance?
I will make you burn your bonus action, not counting the whole concept of making any concentration with it, but actually try using up your bonus action kind of thing. I will have you do a check for assessing the situation. So you can give me insight. I'd allow it from not if you want to do a range, you have to be at 10 feet from them. That's as far away as you can be to try doing animal handling. To be close enough to still get their attention, do proper movement and motion and wording and stuff, or sound making or whatever it is you want to try doing as an animal handling, rather than physically touching them. And the DC the check will be higher if it's 10 feet away rather than 5. But you can try doing it as 10 feet away. It costs your bonus action to figure that out, though.
Yeah. But because their movement speed's also 30, so it's all like. So it's 15 of my movement speed to go here, right? So. And I could be able to reach purple from here?
Yeah. What are you going to attempt? Oh, okay. So that's what you attempt.
Yes. So I'm going to attempt to calm down the purple by gently, maybe, I don't know. I almost think maybe too, like, since I'm feathery and stuff, like maybe I can make like a feathery display that'll, like, I don't know. I don't want to really be intimidating, but I could like poof up a little bit, or try and calm them down by being fluffy.
Purple calms the fuck down.
Yay, fluffy owl work.
I wish you could have done that to the one who's biting me.
I'll work that way next.
I don't want to be eaten.
Yeah, with your bonus action, your action, and half of your movement. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go over here.
Okay. Sarasha, what do you want to do?
All right, frogs.
One frog chilled the fuck out, and 2 are kind of mean still.
Exactly. I'm gonna need y'all to relax too, like your frog friend over there, because you see, look, this snake bitch right here. I will eat you if you don't calm down. Okay? Can I use animal handling for that?
If you want to check after what you just said, I would have you do intimidation.
Lovely frogs, hark! I would love to calm you down with a nice, soothing stroke on the back. Animal handling?
If you're going to literally try petting them into submission, then yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
We'll pet them into submission. We need to work on intimidation.
You're by orange and purple. Which one?
Oh, orange.
Orange and red.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Orange, purple, and red, though, but yeah. Roll a d4 for being blessed.
Okay.
Is that the only number we can roll on a d4?
Yay!
I wouldn't know. I haven't rolled one. I've
It's
been
like-
stuck in a mouth.
Every time that we've rolled one so far, two.
It smells weird in here.
Suki, what you want to do?
Knowing that my abilities aren't in soothing of animals, I think he would still just attack to at least hopefully make sure nobody else gets hurt. Especially since Blue is still chomping down. And I will cast Chaos Bolt at Blue. I forgot it was at advantage still, and it would be the 11.
I was gonna say I
Well,
didn't think
plus
I
the
didn't think you had
4.
advantage.
So 15.
See, you proved that you don't have to roll 2.
Woo!
I can confirm that a 15 does hit.
Okay.
Surge?
I was gonna say probably do that after the attack.
Attack happens regardless of anything else first.
8 and 2. Which is...
That's a big number.
We'll do cold damage.
Let's see. Do they have any resistances to that? They do not.
I mean, if anything, they would go into hibernation if it gets too cold, so...
They take all of that damage, but they do not look good. But you can tell they're still up, and they still have their tongue wrapped firmly around your elephant friend, and that does not look like a good situation to be in.
Search?
Roll a d100.
I was about to say, if I roll a 7 or an 8, I'm going to be sad.
What's 60?
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll let you do it for the regular table. Oh, my bad. One sec.
Y'all, the snow is covering the ground.
It tends to do that, you know.
We never get any snow over here.
Not never.
I almost slipped.
Never.
So the spell slot you spent to do that chaos bolt, you just got it back.
Woo!
But you didn't really roll doubles to have it ricochet off to another target, though.
Yes, and that's okay. Did it still not change? What is going on? There we go.
That was your action. Did you want to do anything with your bonus action or movement?
Oh, are you using a different table?
Technically, I could do the offhanded attack with my dagger, right? Or would I have to actually do the attack action with a melee attack?
I'll allow it. Go ahead and try throwing. If it's within range. I mean, Blue's within 20 feet, right?
I can do a ranged dagger throw. I didn't know for certain.
It's a D4. I'll allow it.
No. And that's the same roll to make that attack as just stabbing. Okay. I don't know if I need to add the D4, but look, dirty 20.
You answered your own question. No, apparently not all of the D4s are going to come up as 2s.
Now you know you got the 4 and the 1. I mean, that's a variety.
So it would be just the D4 since it's a offhand attack and doesn't gain the plus. So I'll just roll
the
this
D4.
one for the
Roll
damage.
just roll another D4 for damage. Yeah. And you can tell that it's much lower health, but still what? Guess what? It's still up and it still has your friend.
Hey, I'm trying.
Freaking frogs.
The dagger Nadalia, you notice a weird thing happened to his dagger after, a couple of moments after it hits and digs itself into the frog, it vanishes and appears back in Suki's hand. This frog wants to nom on you some more, Pajora.
No.
Oh god, I spaced. Did a 16 hit?
Yep.
I tried.
6 piercing.
I'm unconscious.
Oh my god.
Well, I swear that was the damage.
I'll
We
just
can't
go
be doing
ahead
this,
and
y'all.
do that.
Oh yeah, you are next. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it's a save.
Yeah.
And as you see,
I mean, is he
Pajora,
still technically
Pajora
blessed?
falls unconscious. I'm not done. Pajora falls unconscious, and as he does that, you notice the one designated blue for a frog. You see it very quickly. Try to fit him in its mouth, and then realize it can't fit the huge loxodon, and then just spit him out onto the floor and looking for someone else to bite. But you see very clearly that Pajora is unconscious. Red wants to attack Sarasha, so it does.
Yeah. Do it. No balls.
I don't know. Does a nat 20 hit?
Mm,
Why do you bring this
yeah.
upon yourself?
Low.
I mean, if it had disadvantage, you still would have rolled a 21. It really wanted to fucking attack you. Oh my god. You take 9 piercing.
The fuck?
Yeah.
It
What
is.
kind of frog is that?
A giant one.
Yeah.
That's also
It
red.
rolled. It is a. If you want to know specifically, it's a 1d6 plus 1 on the attack, and I have it go like my kind of crit is a roll 20 kind of crit apparently, and so it just rolls a damage die again, and so it was a max damage roll and a min damage roll. So a 1d6 plus 1 equals a 7 and a 2. So you got 9 damage on you.
Oh, okay. So, you know how like there's bloodied, right?
You're extremely bloody.
I'm like,
Yeah, bloodied is half health. Yes.
yeah, I'm like 99% bloodied, or
So severely bloodied.
like negatives type bloodied.
Or you could say you're down?
No. I'm like slightly above down.
So severely bloodied.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We can say that.
Nadalia, you see the Loxodon ally you've recently made is now unconscious, and you also see that the female snake person, Snurson or what have you, they're not looking too good either. What you want to do?
It's hard to know. It's like they're both need help. But I guess since Pajora is actually down, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Pajora.
Go ahead and roll it.
Back.
Up at 6. That's a substantial amount of health for you.
That's exactly what I lost.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's nice you guys got a fucking healer now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, birdie friend. It was smelly in there.
I can actually really easily believe that.
I don't think I have any bonus action spells, so is there
That
anything
was a bonus action spell.
Mm-hmm.
It was though.
Healing Word is a bonus action.
Oh, I see that now. Okay. So now with my action,
As long as you don't take anything that removes concentration, everyone else is maintaining bless. So what do you want to do?
well, I guess I'll try with my animal handling again. Now that it's weakened, it should be like Pokemon, and now it's extra listenable now since it's less than 10%, right?
Let's see how you roll.
I'm assuming it's got Pokemon logics.
Well, I'm not going to confirm one way or another, so let's see how you roll. I don't think it's going to fucking matter with that kind of roll. And yes, Bajor, the one that almost basically tried swallowing you alive is now just a little itty bitty frog again.
Neat.
Doesn't necessarily mean you trust it, though.
Well, it didn't try to eat me when it was smaller than me.
I mean, it still technically did because it was still technically smaller than you.
It made an attempt. You're just unconscious for the full attempt.
Now let's move a little bit closer to Bajora. I'm done.
Sarasha, what you want to do?
Yeah, man. Fuck the word. She's just gonna take out her sword and slap it.
I can confirm that 19 hits.
Yay. I would also like to... Wait, can I use Blessed and Favored Foe?
I mean,
Bless is for your attack damage, not damage. But for your attack roll, not damage roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
never
bless
mind.
for a saving throw, ability check, or a attack roll, not any damage.
Okay, whatever 8 plus 4 is.
12.
Numbers are hard.
Yes, indeed.
So you used up one of your charges of favored foe, and you dealt 12 damage to it. Okay. It is damaged. You see it bloodied, and it spills a bit of blood on the floor. But it still tries to croak at you maliciously, not happy with what you've done to it.
Angie Flog.
Basically.
Well, it can suck a whatever. She's gonna make fried frog legs or something.
Suki, what you want to do? Your sister's barely hanging in there.
Yeah, seeing that, I will use Tides of Chaos to gain advantage on Chaos Bolt.
I'm thinking 24 hits. If you don't need the extra D4 on that attack roll, I swear to you.
Maybe. If only it could bounce.
Dang.
It technically can if you want to kill off one of the smaller frogs.
No, they're non-hostile. So cold damage.
You could consider them hostile, but just because they shrunk doesn't mean they're not evil in your eyes. You never know.
I mean, they didn't attack in their turn where they used to attack, so I am under the impression that they are non-hostile. So it does not bounce.
3 shrank, 1 died.
Okay. So, who?
Combat over.
Miss Healer, can I have some heals, please?
Yes.
Cool.
Bajora awkwardly thanks the little birdie for the heal.
I've got 7% of my fucking health, man. It's crazy.
About this time is when the owner, the manager of the cafe rushes back. I'm like, oh my god, I got the other students to safety. What happened back here? Are you all right?
We are
Just
now.
covered in slime. I got eaten.
She looks genuinely distraught by Pajora's declaration, and you can see genuine sympathy on her face, like, oh.
They for some
Let's
reason got
see.
very large.
Did I take? I did not take one of the most common cantrips in all of Wizards.
You didn't take prestidigitation?
I did not take prestidigitation. I took several other very useful spells, but not that one. That one.
You want to try hiding it?
Yeah, sure. I might as well. It's not like
give me an
Spray
Arcana
you with
check.
poison if you like.
Yeah, you can cast it.
I do so.
Okay, you can clean yourself off with prestidigitation.
Hooray.
This one time during this day.
Yep. Hopefully, it will be the only time I get eaten by a frog.
It's a troubling day if that happened more than once, I gotta say.
It's a troubling day if it happened at all. That's like the worst day if it happened more than once.
So to confirm, 7 healing went to Sarasha, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I no longer have 1 HP. Huzzah!
You have eight.
So she, the owner, actually has you drink. Let's see, one sec.
Oh my god, another potion from another teacher? Oh, she's gonna get a reputation for being weak.
Who?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
She's Sriracha. Oh,
This is the first time I
She
know
hands
this.
you a couple potions because you look the most hurt out of everyone in the room, and she heals you 15 health from potions.
okay, that's cool. Well, because the last time,
She
the
pats
first
you
battle,
sympathetically on the shoulder after seeing how hurt you
Oh,
are,
yeah.
because you're obviously bloodied visually as bare minimum currently. You can tell in your armor and clothes and stuff. Um, so yeah, you heal 15 from her giving you 2 healing potions.
you didn't see that, did you, Solace?
So and after she makes sure everyone else is not in immediate danger, she goes to make sure everyone else and nothing else bad happened in the other parts of the cafe, and she heads off. And as soon as she does, I want all of you to give me a perception check.
Perception.
I am
I
not
forgot I
great
left
at
it on
that.
4.
I am busy cleaning myself up.
Question: did you want to surge to get tides back with this? I'll allow that, to be honest.
Yeah, why not? It could be helpful.
If you fireball, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Please have it be fireball. That would
Well,
be
roll it.
hilarious. It's not, but still.
Fog cloud immediately appears all around you.
Oh, what now?
So like a 20-foot radius of just pure like foot to ceiling fog is enveloping the whole entire room. Like this is like pea soup thick fog. It's really bad, guys.
Man,
And
hot
right
box
before
in
it
the
fills the
down.
whole room, all of you have. Let me see. Pajor, you don't know where it comes from. Sarasha and Nadalia realize the source is immediately Suki.
Sorrel's excitement made me ink.
Actually, speaking of ink, what was being a weird black ooze? With the high enough being 19 and 20, right before your whole entire vision is obscured by fog, you did notice really quickly beforehand that the frogs that became smaller again vomited up black oozy stuff that seemed to dissipate pretty quickly, but they still vomited it up. And they stopped glowing the colors. Now they're just regular frogs.
Hmm.
With the same coloration.
Essentially, the only frog
As I
that died
said,
is the
stop
one
glowing the
someone
colors.
picked
They're
on.
just regular frogs now. What was that?
I thought it was interesting that since although it was betted that Red would get third place, but it's all like no winning bets from our team was placed on Red that we killed Red.
No. Are we the bad
Well,
guys?
there wasn't an attempt to save Red like the others. Everyone just attacked Red.
Well, hey, it hurt my sister really bad. Can't stand for that.
She said it had no balls. So. But right
If
now,
there aren't any more classes for the day, Pajor's gonna go home and get cleaned up.
As you try to find your way through
currently
the fog.
you are still stuck in a fog unless you know exactly where your way and know how not to bump into anything at all. If you attempt to walk away through the fog, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Or would you try talking through it and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on because you're not used to this happening around you?
Can I flap my wings to dissipate
Guys,
the fog faster?
what's going on?
That role is fitting. Sarasha's used to it.
Before I answer the question from the Owlin, which is a very simple answer to be honest, I will have the Loxodon roll a 1d4 to see what happens.
Oh boy.
You take 2 damage because you tripped over. You like your foot like went really into like the hard wood siding of a couch, and you basically tried to walk into it, and your foot went right into it, and like your nail tried to jam more into your foot. And you're like, oh,
Ew.
all because of damn fog. Sarashi is able to find her way out easily enough. And then, yes, now that it's mentioned, with wind, and it has to end up becoming such powerful wind that you're almost like, you can almost hear it like you're like a really strong gale blowing. It's like, and what's happening anyway? You feel like you have to yell to hear yourself over the wind kind of thing. You're able to blow the fog away. And both the twins' hairs is all of your hair for the twins. It's completely fucked up.
Ah, great.
That's what a brush is for.
Well, once you're done, let me use it.
No, get your own brush.
But did anyone want to investigate with the frog? Did specifically Sarasha and or Nadalia want to investigate the frogs, or what happened to them?
That's a good question.
You're the only two who were able to notice it in time.
I would definitely want to inspect the frogs.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's not really adept in, like, magical type shit, and to her, this seems like it would be something like that. Like, what else?
Man, it's almost
would
like
be-
you should have paid attention in class today. Weird.
Oh my god.
If you're both gonna try it, I will need either a survival or investigation check from you two.
Oh, well, hold on. We can do it. We can do survival.
Or investigation.
Oh, okay. You know, suddenly she's interested in. Oh.
At least that came after the fight.
Oh wow. A Tale of Two Cities, or two rolls, whatever.
Would this is something that Sarasha would notice, but I'm gonna ask if she would verbalize her findings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to be the same substance found inside that trunk. You fought the mascots that those came in at the orientation scavenger hunt. It's the same exact substance.
I wasn't there, so that
Okay.
makes sense.
That's
why
why
I
I'm
didn't
asking
figure
if
that
she
out.
would verbalize it, so you would figure it out too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she would definitely say that this looks just like what we found at orientation. In the trunk specifically.
And then I would need the two of you to give me a perception check. Now that you, after you're trying to after you deduce that, now you're studying more closely the substance itself.
Well, you did say
it wasn't a high check. Both of you realize that this was Sarasha can tell this because you were near the trunk itself, especially to get your like silvered stuff out of there. You realize the stuff in the trunk, it didn't smell like this stuff. This smells like weirdly sweet. And Nadalia notices a sweet smell as well, but you don't know that it wasn't the thing at the other one. Once again, Thrasher would have to verbalize that. That it was different, but both of you can deduce with your passive insights, because you're both really wise. That it was probably made really sweet this time to make sure the frogs ate it.
It was deliberate.
Yes, but you both can tell that.
Mm-hmm. Inspector Sarasha.
Has the fog cleared?
Yes, the fog cleared before they started infecting the ooze. After the fog cleared, because they take a few minutes to inspect the ooze to get these findings in the first place. So out of curiosity, how quickly after the fog cleared would Bajor have just booked it the fuck out of there?
Well, it's not like he's running. It's just like he tells Suki specifically, like he thanks hold on, having trouble reading. Nadalia thanks for the heals, and then I guess says his goodbye to Sarasha, and then on the way out, he's just like, I'm gonna go get cleaned up. If there are any classes after that, I'll go to those. But otherwise, he's gonna get
No,
cleaned up.
this is a period of time where there are no more classes during the day. But right before you get out of earshot, give me a perception check.
Oh, goodness. That thing I'm not great at, you got it, boss. Hiya.
What are you even using those big ears for?
Apparently nothing.
He's too focused on his throbbing foot, okay? He's been through a lot today.
Not only that, but prestidigitation can't clean all of it all at once, so...
I mean, if you could spam it, I'm sure it would clean out every gunk everywhere, but he only had one shot at it. That's the head of wizardry. You can use a one-time cantrip once a day. So yeah, Pajor left, not making the connections that Sarasha and Nadalia did together. Would you just wait around while they did all this stuff, or what would you been doing while Pajor was leaving?
I guess I would be waiting around because I'm like, I don't want to get too close just in case they do it again. So after the fog dissipated, he would step further over, but just in case it happens again.
Would you apologize to Pajor or anything like that because you're the one who made the fog that hurt him again?
I mean, I don't know if I realized that he fully got hurt since I didn't really see it happen, so...
Insight.
Oh, insight.
D4. For the record, I only made the check of 5 because it seemed like a really shitty thing to not realize. Yeah, you realize you were the cause of hurting your friend.
I guess as he was walking away, while he was still in range of the telepathic bond, he would say, "Sorry about the fog."
You would have gotten a rather non-committal understood kind of thing, like, okay.
Like one of those, apology kind of accepted, but still not cool.
Well, more like,
whatever,
I'll deal with it later. Going home now.
The nicest, I just imagine like the nicest possible version you could ever give. That's even more kid friendly than like Joe Pesci in Home Alone, where he's like kind of crap after getting hurt. It's like sorry. But yeah, then Suki, you'd be there while the two women deduce everything, or the master detectives of the moment. You killed Red, who hurt your sister, but that was like kind of like your shining moment of the day.
Do these frogs have like food or other some like a cage they're being contained in when they're in their small form, or?
Nope, they were smuggled into this place. They were not meant to be here.
Well, who smuggled them in?
It was never said.
Oh,
I guess I gotta smuggle them out then, right? Can I even now that they're small?
Give me an insight check. It's not gonna be hard, but I still want you to give me a check. That you did not need that high, but okay. You can easily deduce and intuit, let's say, that if they're not supposed to be here, people have no issue of you removing them.
Yeah, I figured I probably have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to hide them until you get them the fuck out.
What about this big one? It's like I can't move that big
corpse?
one. It's all the corpse.
Yeah, you can tell the bigger snake people to deal with that one. I don't know what you want to do.
Use it as fertilizer. I'm sure Witherbloom would like it.
I figured leaving it here in this area would be bad. I think this needs to be cleaned out. I just don't know if I'm enough to clean this up.
Technically speaking, yeah, you don't have to have a Strixhaven background to be trying to be aiming for one of the main colleges. You could try going to aim and get yourself into Witherbloom without having their background, yes. Did
That
you
was
want to
me
ask
saying
for?
that, by the
I
way.
know. Did you need?
Okay.
Did you want to ask? Did Natalia? Did you want to ask any of the staff for help, or did you want to try doing it just within your group for getting this job done?
I'll try it in my group first, but if they're not going to help me, that I figure with we're both species that eat frogs. So saying, can we divide the frog into three sections and eat the frog?
Wait, hold up. Why didn't we think of that? There's 3 predators in this room.
I mean,
Wait, do elephants eat frogs? Hold up.
No, I don't think so. I think they're vegetarians.
we're still technically people, not the animals we are associated with. So
No, they don't eat frogs. Damn. Well, that's okay. I think we should make frog stew or something. Like you know how the
Are
Indians
you
like eat
are you being
everything.
clear? You want to kill the 3 smaller frogs and the large
No,
frog
I was gonna.
carcass?
No,
No,
just the big
just
one.
the big one. Just the big one. Gonna take these little ones out of here.
Then
Yeah.
I will need a survival check for whoever wants to try carving up the big one.
Okay, let's do it, sister. We're gonna have a feast tonight.
if you showed initiative on
Oh,
grabbing the
fuck me.
frogs, Suki would say, "Mind if I hold on to the purple one?"
Sure, it's your frog.
You can have it.
Keep in mind, it is not actually a purple frog anymore.
Well, I didn't know.
I
For
said
You don't
they,
have the bow
yeah,
tie.
they stopped.
Oh,
They
yeah,
stopped.
bro.
They, as soon as they grew, they tore all of their clothing off and they destroyed them. And then they shrunk back. And as soon as they blew, they puked out the black ooze stuff. They stopped glowing the colors.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if that was just glowing the color or if they were still technically.
They were literally glowing the color like a radioactive glow.
Oh, okay.
Did you still want to keep a frog that was formerly purple?
I mean, I
It
tried to
really
help him
looks
with
like
the
any other
race.
small frog now.
He seemed appreciative of me helping him with his bow tie earlier, so I might as well.
He did indeed. Sarasha,
Yeah.
let's say that you were more, I'm going to steal someone's food out of their pantry and then feed my brother and me with that food, more than let's cut up some wildlife for dinner kind of survival.
Makes sense.
So
Really? Because that 6 would say otherwise.
no, I'm saying like, so no meat for her.
I'm saying if you make attempts at carving this, you're really shitty at it in this
Okay.
moment.
I mean,
I'm the
like
one
meat
carving
is
the
meat. though.
frog.
Yeah, and you see the dolly just do it with her raw claws, like she's a fucking master at it. Like, oh, just going to show you up right in front of you.
Damn.
And then I share. I'm too small to eat this whole thing, so it's all. I'm definitely freely giving out samples and to my
Okay.
teammates.
Yeah, we killed it. We got to eat it now. That's how it is. You know, times is hard. You know how many eggs it costs these days? There's a whole frog
We
in
couldn't
front of
find
us. Let's
eggs
eat
at the
it.
grocery store. They don't have any eggs here in California right now. Went to like 2 different grocery stores.
What the heck?
Another recall, I think. But it's weird though. It's supposed to only be Costco, but apparently all the other grocery stores don't have eggs either.
Just to be safe, I guess.
So
did we eat the carcass then? Is the
you
dead
two
frog
are
dead?
planning on eating the carcass, correct? The 2 of you specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Then I want the 2 of you to give me a straight intelligence roll to see if you could recall, or raw intelligence, or if you're better at it, actually history, to see if you come across any text or you have any memory of any ways of preserving or cooking said frog meat.
Oh. Oh, come on. Why, dice? Why?
You can roll an extra d4, Sarasha. Let's consider this the
yeah.
last bit of the time frame that you get the bless effect. And that's it. This is your last moment of it. An 11 and a 15. Okay. You can remember lots of dishes you've eaten that included frog because of how shady and sketchy your fucking past was with what to eat. But the specifics of recipes elude you. With a 15, you remember a book you read and are like, Well, I mean, we could do that, or we could do this one with Frog. Oh, you know what else we could do? Huh. You think of like a few different options, but you could easily probably just settle on the easy, like least effort taking kind of route. And let's translate that into Sarasha and Nadalia getting when it says like on your inventory, like number like rations worth of days of rations kind of thing. Instead of 10, you would have 12 each.
So
So
12 rations of
yeah, you know how you
frog
see like
meat?
no, not plus
Adding
12.
two
Just
more.
add 2 to each. Because it's
I
only
see.
one.
Okay.
Even a giant frog is not that huge, and you're dividing between 2 people.
Okay. Okay. So I would
Actually,
add.
these are that many rations.
Got it.
Oh yeah, because you didn't get an explorer's pack, so you get 2 days of rations.
That makes sense. I think
She got like the priest pack or some shit.
we
'Cause you'll
bonded
be
over
fat.
this.
A priest.
I know,
Are
but
you a priest?
she's a cleric.
So
Yes.
close enough to one.
Hold up! What the fuck? Are you the tank?
No.
She, as I said,
Oh.
you saw early on that she's wearing leather armor.
Oh. Okay. All right. I forgive you.
She has less health than you do.
Okay.
But that's not really hard. Everyone else is like smaller hit dice than you.
Okay. Well, if you somehow become a tank, then let me know.
If she becomes a tank, she can no longer fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sacrifice.
I was gonna say something. Never mind.
After you are all cleaned up and the women folk of the group bond over the kill and carving of the giant frog carcass, as the womanly folk do, right? Those pesky men dealing with a dainty little pet issue or a stubbed foot. Oh no, those weak men. Um, After you all end up going back to your dorms, this would be the end of the day and end of the session.
Okay.